Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. We're done. Apparently, we're finger gunning out, so
No,
it's over.
All our games are finger gunning both now.
Oh, okay.
Out and in.
Out and in. All right.
And out and in again. Because we take a break.
Oh, that's a lie.
Hi.
So we're Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody
That's
Stone.
what you're getting.
I didn't like it.
That is
With
Cody
me
Stone.
tonight, we have,
Eduardo.
Sean.
Are we doing
Courtney. Sam.
Caitlin?
and
Yeah.
you are all playing
It's a new
your
thing.
character.
Oh,
Yeah, just-
Lucio.
And what is he?
What is he?
Yeah.
A man.
What a man, what a man, what
Do
a
you
man.
want to know his class and stuff? Is that what we're asking?
That's
Yeah,
Cool.
it makes a little more sense in high fantasy when
Yeah.
it's different races and stuff.
Fair.
But yeah, still
Yeah.
let people know who you're playing
Yeah,
today.
sure. Lucio Watts. He is a grounder. He's also a born leader, which is just a sentence that I wanted to say. Let me see. I have it written down.
You
He's-
should have 4 things.
Yeah, he's also a smooth talker. No surprise. And then he's also a field medic.
Okay.
Boot.
I love it.
Smooth talking grounder, field medic, born leader.
That's what he does.
Born leader, field
This is
medic.
his job.
I am playing Thomas Haywood, who is a gunslinger of the affluent background, a veteran of some foreign wars, and makes his living as a driver.
No, he doesn't. He's an accountant.
Now
Not-
he is.
I'm not an accountant.
Yeah, you fucking are.
No, it's probably more like a clerk.
To an accountant.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm playing Effie Kirkophelia Pride Daisy Bell.
Jesus Christ.
Whole name.
And you did some of that.
I did do some of that. I'm to
And
blame.
she is a suave born leader delinquent face.
There you
Good.
go.
Oh.
Hello, I am playing Lola Redbay Bradley. Let's see how she introduces herself. It varies depending on circumstance. But she is an affluent runner, gunslinger slash multi-class into face with the gun dancer archetype. And she's a vampire.
There's so many things.
Casually.
Damn.
Hello. I
There's a
am
lot of words there.
Caitlin playing Josephine Scarlett, temporarily. And I've lost all of her character sheet stuff. But from what I can remember, and I'm scrambling to find, she is a cleaner disciple infiltrator.
There should be something else.
I know there's one more. I just don't remember what it is.
Infiltrator's the class?
Yeah, infiltrator's the class. Grounder is the background. Disciple's the background.
Yeah.
Grounder is the or cleaner
Grounder's
is
the class.
Cleaner is the
Archetype.
archetype, and my
Looking for a
ladder
ladder.
is
Does she run? Does she breathe long?
Does
Is
she
she
run?
big and heavy?
Like-
Juggernaut?
Are you a veteran?
Juggernaut.
Yeah.
thank
I
you-
remember us
thank you,
talking about
Juggernaut.
that. I got you.
Thank you. And
She
she's
got the
gone
jugs
missing.
on.
So if anyone has
I don't like that.
seen my extra
As
character
in-
sheet,
oh,
I'm gonna try to see if I saved
No.
it on the Adobe because I think I did.
Damn
I
right.
wrote it all on the computer. Let's see if it stayed there.
Fair. This is
So-
new to me too, so you got it, girl.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
hear you.
It's all good. I got it. Now, thank you for reminding me what she, because I have all of her stats and everything. If I just have to write them down.
I
again.
remember we talked about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's here.
So just in
Alright.
case you guys weren't confused.
Yep. That made everything much clearer.
Yeah.
Her
I
classes
feel
are
like-
really
You know,
complicated in
I
this
feel
game.
like I
Cody,
know Josephine.
Cody, what is this system? What are we playing? Who
We-
wrote this?
This is our steampunk game set in 1888 London. We utilize Ultramodern 5, that is from Deus Ex Machina Games. They are friends of the channel, so head on over, check them out. They have some wonderful things for their own setting called Amethyst. They also do some rules in their own modern classes. Very cool. It does a lot for emulating action movie styles and stereotypes and things like that. So we enjoy it. We think it is worthwhile. Couple of quick announcements. September is going to be favorites month. We have got a lot of one shots coming up. We've got our last Eldritch Horror should be September 1st.
Boo.
And
Yay,
we'll,
should
we'll,
be.
we'll have
Should
been
be.
through all of them if
I
we,
know, but
at that point.
boo and yay.
Well, yes.
Sounds
But
like a win.
it does. And then we will have we'll have a lot of fun other side one shots and things.
Mm.
We're gonna do some Mass Effect. We're gonna do what else do we have? Fairy Tale. We've got superheroes that we're gonna do a day or two. We
Yes.
will do Nobilis.
Of course.
Lord.
And then
My
we've got
body is ready.
possibly doing the Jane Austen one also.
Oh, yeah.
That's on the
The
list
Good
of
Society?
possibilities in Good Society if we have a chance for the one shot for that.
It depends on
how full we
what.
get.
Well,
Yeah.
we're full.
Oh,
Just depends on what if we move anything to
Yeah.
October.
Yeah.
But there was something I realized that we didn't
Oh
include
no.
instead of the Jane Austen.
Oh no.
But there's a Jane with an orange hat.
Ah!
We might.
Ah!
We could do a
Firefly,
we could do a
Firefly.
Firefly game.
Oh, fine.
Yes!
Oh,
Yes!
oh I
Yeah.
love Firefly and I love Jane Austen. Jane Austen can be December.
Yeah, right. We can wait for Jane Austen.
Listen, it's always Christmas at some point.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True.
We have
So-
to despair over how our family is poor because we can't buy good presents at Christmas.
The staple of any good Jane Austen novel.
Lord.
Yeah.
At
I'm
me,
on
am
board.
I wrong?
I'm on board.
No, you're not wrong.
All right.
Um,
Man in
So
Black.
we have a lot of fun things coming by for September. October, we're gonna have a bunch of horror things. We don't know what's going on in November yet. December, we're also gonna do some Star Wars, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
I should say
Um,
November for Jane Austen. I don't know why I thought November didn't exist for a second.
That's true.
It's
We did
it
remember
happens.
November. But for tonight, sorry for the late start. We had some technical problems. I was coming in from work, so we're gonna jump in. Real quick announcements. Cass and Pollux, they're awesome. Noble Dwarf Printing, we like them too. Check them out.
We like
Um,
them too.
Skull Splitter Dice, they're friends of the channel. We're gonna have some more giveaways of theirs coming up. Join us on our Patreon.
That was what I was gonna say. Biggest announcement is we've got a lot of giveaways waiting here in the studio to go to you.
Yep.
However, we have to hit 30 patrons first. Doesn't matter what level you're at. You can do $1.
Yep.
You can do $20. We don't care. We are grateful for every single one of you patrons. So once we get to that, we're going to be doing not only a Noble Dwarf giveaway, but also Kraken Dice, Skull Splitter Dice, and Norse Foundry. And possibly by then we'll have our new Sugar and Geek candles for
That's
giving
right.
away as well. I'm so excited about those. You guys are so pretty.
Hmm.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
Yeah. So
That's what I
I
got.
believe that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's
Can I
it.
get one?
Yeah.
Just one?
Yeah.
Hit us.
Power Team Trivia.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Check them out because
Yes.
they are friends of the stream.
They're
Players on
players
the
on the
stream.
stream.
They are absolutely wonderful.
Mhm.
If you like trivia, if you like good people,
Yeah.
I would recommend
If
checking
you like
out Power
babies,
Team
they're trying
Trivia.
to keep theirs alive.
And their baby,
you know,
yes. Absolutely.
What an
You will
odd
not
thing
be
to say.
disappointed whether you can attend their
Oh, you get
events
to
or
hurt
just
your
check
baby.
out
Mhm.
their online social presence. They are phenomenal.
Find them on Facebook. They do have their first game coming up.
September 4th, 7
If you're
p.m.
in the
That's
Central
right.
Florida area,
That's right. Which is going to be awesome. And yeah, that's what we got. Anything
Would you
else?
check that basket behind you for if there is any loose paper of the ultra modern variety?
Okay.
75 viewers. We're giving away that pillow by Sean's head.
That's right.
Hey,
If it's
Look
in
at that
frame.
worked out.
Hey.
It's a good pillow.
It is so good. It's got a secret dice pocket and everything.
I think there's actually still dice
I
in
think
it.
there are still dice in it, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah.
good.
It'll come
Yeah.
with dice. I don't know how we'll ship it. We'll have to
It'll come with dice.
crush
though.
it down with
Mm.
dice.
She
You can
shipped
just
it.
you can vacuum pack it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
shipped
I
it
can
in
feel
just a big box.
Well, we
Guys,
could do
Yeah.
that
I
too.
have another bonus section.
Yes!
What kind of stuff are you looking for?
I'm so
It's like
happy.
a character sheet and a
Oh, a character sheet.
and a
okay.
bunch of it'll be with the character
Is
sheet.
it Josephine?
It is just me. Yes.
Okay. Is that written on it?
Yes.
All important questions.
Yeah, I was just.
If you just want to pass me the stack of paperwork, I'll sift.
It's not in this one.
It's not in
All
there.
right, then don't worry about it. I will rebuild.
Hmm.
We will rebuild.
Zoink scoop.
We have the technology.
That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know where
Check
it's
out
going.
that Dice Roll Discord.
is it by the
No, I
tech
wrote down-
computer?
I didn't do it on the Discord. I did it live. I did it one filming. No, I have her stats written down.
Is it that? Is it that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Are we absolutely positive?
Yes.
Real, yeah. I mean, it's got some infiltrator stuff, but this is all of our second edition stuff,
Ah.
which we will be using next week
Yeah.
when Reality D&D comes to hang out.
Yeah.
And then we're looking to get back Laugh Out Gaming, our friends from over there. They're going to be joining us again in September as we try to create more announcements as we wander about
You're good. Carry on.
the place.
Carry on.
Okay, so
I have-
our
oh,
heroes are
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut.
There
I
you
told
go.
you, girl.
Yeah, where you wrote something down.
I'm here for the memory.
Thank you.
Better than nothing.
Thanks for the memories.
Memories
Even though they weren't so great.
to
Oh,
begin with.
She tastes like you, only sweeter.
Yes, yes.
We can stop at any point.
But do we want to?
I do.
Thanks.
Really?
Okay, we have to stop or we're gonna
Not
get
Fallout
blacked.
Boy. It's
Really?
not my thing. Yeah.
Fair.
Huh.
Fair.
It's very snappy.
But if they're
I was
watching,
more into the kids.
I'm into
Yeah,
you.
that was my thing.
I'm
I was a bit too,
into
like-
you.
Patrick, if you're watching, sponsor.
That would be the weirdest.
Sure, man. Whatever.
Okay.
Now that's a new dream. I didn't know I had. I want to run a D&D game for Fallout Boy.
Yes.
I'm into it.
I mean,
I have to remember that that's there now, so I can't like just like. put
You're
my
fine.
hands in
Okay.
your camera.
no
Well,
matter
yeah,
which-
your up was good when you
I was
winged out.
testing my range of motion.
Crazy.
As we all do.
It's the crazy thing about the Fallout Boy RPG. It's not a scene.
It's
Oh,
an arms
goddamn
race.
arms
It's a
race.
goddamn arms race.
Steampunk related. Way to bring us back.
We have-
Segue.
We have peaked though. Like I don't think we have anywhere to go but up.
Don't do it on stream. Under the table.
Under the table. Sneak under.
Boom.
Never comes back.
Sean coming back at all. I don't know how to tell you guys
It's
this.
debatable.
Sorry.
Sean had some problems.
Fallout Boy was one of them. Apparently.
Apparently. So our heroes are members of the Lamplighters. It is 1888 in London, driven forward in engineering, technologies, and sciences by analytical indifference engines, massive mechanical computers that help computational accuracy. They are members of the Lamplighters, a secret society yet dedicated to keeping the civilization from bumping into those weird, wicked, and wild things that go bump in the night. When last we left off, they were pursuing a couple of leads in an effort to, what is the word? Yes, find one Jareth Adams. Um,
We
They-
hate him.
they had, last time they pursued Jareth Adams, they ended up demon bound
I wasn't a vampire before we
and
did.
non-vampiric.
And my other character was alive.
So a lot of things have happened.
Jareth.
Yeah, that girl who hit him with a car real bit.
I can't.
Oh,
We hate him.
It's his fault.
Focus on Jared. Don't focus on him. We hate him.
there you go. So they have done some research. They have been to some car races.
Yeah.
One of the only Jareth's old employers, one of the only companies that is not currently experiencing thefts of technological property. So that is a thread that you guys have been pursuing. You also did a stakeout in a park, and
We caught some werewolves. We killed some
Yeah.
werewolves.
you killed wolves.
They were huge.
They were very big wolves.
They were dire wolves?
One of them had a shadow face.
One of them did have a shadow face.
I don't like that you're denying
right.
that they're werewolves.
I don't like that he's just repeating us like he's waiting for us to
Maybe
figure
he's
it out.
not denying that they're werewolves. We just don't know for a fact that they are werewolves.
I
Maybe
will
they were wolves.
I will let you
Werewolves.
I will let you know.
What
They
wolves?
seemed very wolf-like, but very not a lot of wear to them.
Hmm.
Was there tear?
No.
Oh.
I'll just sit here.
Was there how to them?
I guess there's a lot. No, I guess at this point
Were
there's a
they
lot of
howl wolves?
there's like
What
there's a guy.
wolves?
I guess there's a lot of
What
what wolves. and
Yeah.
wolves.
What wolf?
Which wolves?
What wolves?
Was there
Who's
anybody
wolves?
else? Just a random
Them
question for that.
wolves.
Was
Yes.
there anybody else
Yeah.
there? Because sometimes we bring friends and they show up and we're like, "What the fuck are these wolves?" Or was it just us?
Eustace was there.
Eustace was there,
Ooh, my
and
boy
we made
Eustace.
friends with a Frenchman who,
Yes.
at the end of the last session,
I had charmed
You had.
to try to make him
Absolutely.
give us some information.
You had
Yeah,
charmed,
they-
and you had spoken to him in
We'd spoken
French.
to a little bit. I
yeah,
was
he's,
like,
he's our buddy now, and
I
he,
was
he got,
trying-
he got
yeah.
recruited.
so I tried, you know.
Thomas recruited him into the Lamplighters.
Thomas
Here's
is
a lantern. Take this.
Thomas is a remarkably good liar when the time calls for
This
it.
random French man.
Talking about salvation and other
Jean?
such bullshit. Yeah.
Jean.
I understood. I was like, he's French. You ever heard of the Legion? There we go.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So, what day did we leave off on?
The wolf fight was August 5th.
August 5th. It all like legitimately
Yeah.
happened in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamplighters
How
tends
Lamplighters
to.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I had to build an alt, because if Rory was in the fantasy one, I would have been like, I set out for an adventure. Y'all will go a month.
Yeah.
But this, I'd be out for 3 months of in-game of real time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
real time.
Yeah.
That means the game moves slow enough. Y'all can
Lucio,
make.
you actually
like, a
have
week for me to be
one day of
better.
downtime.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Your last day was August 4th.
Fuck yeah.
I also have 1 day of downtime.
So
I
easy.
will be at church. Like,
Okay.
it
That's right.
worked out.
It was a
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, I was gonna go up to, like down low, but okay.
No.
I like no.
I like holding hands.
I prefer this.
Tom-
It's a bonding.
You walk
experience.
in, Thomas and she are holding hands for some reason.
Just oh.
The Kill Bill siren plays.
Camera in, out, in, out.
You see Abby just reaching for the pins in her hair.
Oh my God!
What does it mean?
She's the bride.
God, here it is.
Oh shit! I'm just.
Well, now I have a new dream.
Did you not already do that with? You had killed your husband already.
Better
It
multi,
wasn't me.
better
Oh my
multi-class into martial artist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but
I'm
then once
into
she
it.
does, she is the bride, isn't she?
A little
Damn.
bit.
I didn't like that nose.
See,
ring
you
with
went.
that.
Yeah.
I was going haunted mansion. I was going different bride.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Now I know where we are. I understand
The
now.
bride.
I'm here now in the Kill Bill
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Oh, who the fuck's your? Oh, I know who your David Carradine is.
If you listen.
Man, I
No,
wrote a
it's
lot
not
of notes.
me. I'm
So-
no one in that arc.
The other husband.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
There's a lot of people dying in this
Sorry,
movie.
buddy.
Anyway, yeah, you're right. Well,
So we get to August 6th. It's a Monday. Do you guys want to take Monday off or gather up
Is that
again?
the Lamplighter's Dark Day?
It's up
Come
to
on
you.
now.
It's
Like
up.
like Broadway?
It
Every
is
day's
up
a dark
Well, 'cause
to
we were out
you. You were
late
out
last night
late.
to see
That
it.
that is
We're gonna
why
have
I
to
am
start really
asking.
late in the day if we do Monday.
Yeah.
if we take the day, I'll go to work. That
Okay.
day.
So Monday's off. So
What a
Tuesday. I'll see you guys on
Bizarre
Tuesday.
day. Yes.
Yep.
Tuesday.
All right.
I visit the
August
butcher.
7th.
I
Okay.
get my days.
Okay.
I gotta
They
meet
think I
him.
make a lot of blood pudding.
Sure. Sure.
Because she was like, I feel like I should buy meat, and I was like, you're in England. Tell them you're making blood sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
True.
Yeah.
Sanitary.
Um,
right?
I don't want anything.
It's 1888.
I sold a lot of cool stuff. Gave away some
I buy
stuff.
bullets. I mean, that's normally what I would do.
Yeah.
That's me.
Can I visit the butcher and buy some bullets in
Sure.
that day?
Absolutely.
After I get off work at like, I don't know, I assume 5.
Probably.
Yeah.
Thomas, I've never met him. Take me with you. I've never met the butcher.
All right. I assume do you and I both drop by Vauxhall around that time?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what we do.
That's what we're going to do.
Oh my
I'm here
God, this-
already, waiting for you.
This fucking buddy cop movie just got so rad. Yeah, absolutely. So on that Monday evening,
Mm-hmm.
just after I get off of a horrible, absolutely terribly tedious day
Mm-hmm.
of domestic tranquility, is what I call the government. We head in.
In 1888, okay.
Yeah, even worse. You know. No, it might be more fun actually. Yeah, we head to the butcher.
Okay.
Take the lead.
Sh-
What's the door look like? Let's talk about the door.
um,
I'm gonna break it down.
no,
kidding.
normal sort of butcher's shop for the time being.
I've
It
heard of the
is
place.
a more, you can tell from the gear works and the steam works on the outside. It is a very large sort of, they've built rudimentary like refrigeration back there,
Mm.
but a refrigerator in Steampunk 1888 takes like lay building,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Huge.
Yeah, and the outside of it is actually uncomfortably, it's a few degrees warmer, but you can
Mm.
feel the difference as soon as you come inside. The front of it has large window dressing with a variety of meats hanging in it, just sort of classic kind of advertising.
Mhm.
It is a more expensive, high-end butcher shop
I mean, they like
in
filet
Piccadilly.
real slow. They're like,
Um,
clutter. It's a butcher shop.
yeah, you come in. There are salted, cured, and prepped meats for people to buy, but then there are also there's a lot of raw cuts and things for.
Mhm.
For people. You make your introductions. You guys are led to the back,
Mhm.
where the butcher is hard at work carving up probably some lamb.
Yup.
What a man.
And
Stop.
What a mighty good man.
when you guys come in, he, oh, my friends, of course. Let me clean up. Thomas, who is this that you have brought to my door?
My friend, well, this is my dear Lucio.
Low.
Lucio is a good man. He assists us in the lamplighters, of course. Lucio, I believe you are capable of making your own introductions, of course.
Oh yes, of course. And I immediately
home, so-
hand out.
Yep.
Yep.
He'll shake your hand.
He just cleaned himself up. Did I see him put away knives of any kind?
They are still on the block.
Got it.
Yeah. He's got them. He's left them out. He'll have to return to that work.
Mhm.
He's not done with it at
Okay.
the moment.
And I know already, based off everybody telling me, he
Mhm.
works with guns.
Mhm.
But I would say that is a very nice set of knives that you have there.
I appreciate it. It is important to have fine tools for
Mm.
any craftsman.
If I may, and I pull out one of the daggers and I say, "This is one of my tools, but unfortunately, I don't have a safe place to." And I pull out another one to put all of these, and I pull out another one, and there are three just daggers in my hand.
Mm.
I know you deal with guns, yes,
Mm.
but is there any way you could maybe give me somewhere where I can put these?
Anything that I have to offer you, it would be very rudimentary.
Yeah.
No, what you need is to you need to speak to the people over at the Queens.
Oh, the queens. Oh, the clothing. Yes, I've heard of
course,
the
that is-
clothing.
What? I give you an apron, you would do what with it?
Exactly. No, that's a great question. And I just stick it in random places wherever these knives can fit. Okay, and then I pull out my I have a gun, a special gun.
Mhm.
That I never
I'm
use.
immediately sort of like I raise an eyebrow at the sight of the gun.
I
Just
never use the gun. It's a break action
surprising
shot
to me as
pistol.
well.
It only holds 2, so
Yes.
Oh,
this
he's got a
gun.
sawed off.
Yes.
I'm here for the day.
You've got a shot. Yeah, you've got a sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, that's essentially what's happening.
Yeah.
With this, I very rarely use it. It only holds 2 shots. Do you
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
anything else like this that maybe holds more?
For a shotgun, I have larger things. Nothing in a pistol. It is.
Mm.
We have seen some modifications for six barrel or a rolling cylinder on the shotgun, but the kickback tends to
Yes.
I
I agree.
mess with
Barely
the
use it.
interiors. Yes, I have more refined pieces.
If I were to sell this to you,
Mm-hmm.
could I look? I mean, I work for the Lamplighters, you know,
Mm.
I'm probably gonna look anyway, but
Mm.
how much would you, I mean,
He'll sell it to you for half what the
cool.
market
I'm gonna
price
sell
is.
it. I'll never use it.
Great.
Sell it. Get out of here. I don't need you. So can I take a look at whatever he made?
Yeah, what are you guys looking for? You just came for bullets. What type of gun are you interested in?
Anything auto would be nice. I'm proficient in anything small arms.
Okay.
So anything like that. I
Um
think I'm also proficient
I think there's
in
like
heavy, but I'd never use them for anything.
I think there's like a. No, there isn't. Is
I
there?
need to look that up. I know the
There's
grounder's proficient in
medium.
like every.
Yeah.
He's like, how much could I be proficient in?
I know there's like an SMG.
Yeah, I have
But I
the.
think that's
two-handed small arms.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a medium. Or I could
Yeah.
be wrong.
He's got a decent SMG here for you.
Nice.
Oh, decent, as in different.
I mean, the starting SMG is
Mm-hmm.
is
It's
Yeah.
badass, yeah.
Mhm.
is impressive.
If I remember right, that's actually how Lola died.
Yeah.
Yeah, SMGs.
It
An
is.
SMG.
Um,
My sister allowed her to kill me with
And I'm poor. We'll see how this goes.
Like one does.
I'm the poor.
He has the basics.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. For a break action shot pistol, that's 150 pounds.
So half of that would be.
No, that's what you get. You get 150
Oh,
pounds.
I get it. Oh.
Yeah. Now for a submachine gun, the base model runs 300 pounds. It's a D6 piercing, 80-foot range auto on a D8. Reload after 80 shots.
Oh, That's- yeah.
Regular D6
Holy
damage.
crap.
That's what I think that this was a machine gun, right?
A submachine gun can.
I have that.
You have that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I could have two.
you
but I
Said, God damn.
you could.
But I can't. I mean, I attack twice now, which is nice. But it would be on the same gun.
You can. What can he do? He can give you for 600. He can give you a D8 piercing that holds that is a D10 on auto.
Whoa.
That has 60 shots. So it's
Nice.
bigger,
Yeah.
holds less bullets, but is not quite as strong as the semi-automatic rifle.
Currently the poor.
Um,
Okay. Well, that's good to know that he has. This.
yeah, it's lighter. I mean, that's also essentially just an assault rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's almost the exact same thing as an assault rifle. So, yeah,
That's what he's got.
those are the sort of things that he has. Unless you want something that is like a machine pistol, like a Mac 10
Oh.
sort of thing.
Let me look at that. What does that look like?
It's not going to be much. Nothing is getting cheaper. I will let you
the
know that.
life
Just
that I
getting worse.
live.
Yeah,
That's
so-
also real life, guys.
Yeah.
Nothing's
Nothing's getting cheaper.
So,
Getting cheaper.
baseline machine pistol is D4 piercing, auto D6 reload after 20 shots.
Oof. It's those reloads that really help because the other guns were just
How much they can hold really
yeah.
can save
The
you
break
some-
action, as much as I liked it, it only had 2 shots. So I
Yeah.
would have all my bonus actions would go to reload.
Rory can
So-
upgrade your once she's done with her leg. If
Mhm.
people give her stuff for downtime, Rory can upgrade those
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
to get like her break action has 6 shots.
Yeah.
True.
Like it cost a lot to do it, and it was a lot of time.
yeah.
But now that I finally figured out the widget thing, I can actually save some money doing it,
That's good.
which is very helpful. So I
True.
can make it for cheaper,
Good to know.
and
Rory's been around.
Rory's around.
Rory-
yeah,
Rory
she's
did-
incapacitated, but she's around.
Right. She's
Rory
still got
did
hands.
build one of Thomas's guns,
Mhm.
so it's
Mm.
worth
Southern
stating that.
hospitality.
Okay.
He probably would
Yeah.
have mentioned its
Yeah.
Mhm.
quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, then I would probably just say, oh, not today, unfortunately. But thank you so
Mhm.
much for showing. I mean, I promise I'll come back. Bullets, though. I need bullets. And then whatever
Yeah.
bullets I would
No problem.
downtime. It.
Anything else special from the butcher?
No, unfortunately. Thomas, thank you. The Queens, do you know where that is?
I'm familiar with the Queens. I recently purchased this lovely coat
Oh,
from that establishment as well.
No, you didn't.
oh Lord.
No,
Oh,
wait.
is it still being made?
No, because this is. When are you doing this?
August the evening at 5th, 6th. One of those
Are you
two.
doing it on the 6th? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
You're fine then.
One of those two.
Ish.
One of
Yeah.
those
I mean,
evenings.
Yeah, I don't think.
Not on
think
the 5th, because that was the day of.
Yeah, your coat's not
It's
done
the
yet.
it's the night of the 6th.
Your coat's not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm familiar
What?
with the establishment, yes.
Yeah, I took you
Oh,
yesterday. to
well-
We
go to that
literally
coat.
went yesterday, yeah.
Do you mind taking me there?
I would absolutely adore it. Magnus. May I call you Magnus? Is that apropos?
I find it acceptable.
Magnus, if I might have some ammunition, I find myself running dry from time to time. You know how it goes. Let's say, well, I need 9mm ammunition, and, probably somewhere around the same for our beloved Il Duce. I kind of show him Il
Uh-huh.
Duce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just about
Yep.
that.
He lines them up for you.
Yeah. I'll pay whatever you ask. Also, I had a quick question as to, well, it's a bit more mechanical in nature. Your funding for all these endeavors, I'm curious, does it all come from the Lamplighters, or does it come from outside sources as well?
My friend the Thomas. Every once in a while, I find myself doing business with these lamplighters. I enjoy them. You are all good people. However, I would be remiss if I were to disclose other clientele that we work with. It is, how you would say, poor for business.
I most certainly understand. Believe me, I do. Would you then, I ask with all candor and frankness, be opposed to me making a small investment in these activities?
We welcome all appreciative customers. No, this is acceptable.
And in that case, in the interest of continued activities and appreciation for one another, and perhaps in doing so you might favor us as customers. But that is, of course, entirely up to your discretion. I know some of our kin can be quite abrasive. That being said, how does £1,000 do you as a minor investment in your endeavors here?
It is a kind gesture, but I think for now we should keep it as a client and provider.
Understand.
Perhaps at a later date we can discuss exclusivity and services at a more apropos rate.
Done and done, my good Sir Magnus.
Then, if there is nothing else for us to do,
I think we are satisfied. Are you satisfied,
Oh,
my dear
always.
Lucio?
Thank you. Thank you.
And on
Be
to
well.
the queens, I guess we are going.
As we're walking, I would be like, where are you keeping £1,000? Is it in bills?
Right.
Is it in coins? You have £1,000 on you right now?
£1,000 in coins?
Well, I would assume not, but £1,000 in bill. Where
Real
are
bills.
yes.
A man can never lie. Well,
Agreed. And then pat him on the shoulder.
all right.
mm,
To the queens you guys go. You holsters for knives are very simple. It's not a big
Mhm.
deal. If you want to order like specialty clothing or something, that's one thing.
No.
But
I'm just I've got so many.
mm-hmm.
Knives.
I've got
Mostly-
a knife and 3 daggers.
Mostly
so I
for,
just wanna,
like,
put them
boots.
places. Good.
Yeah,
I will
you
do
can
that.
you can put them in boots
Cool.
usually. It's a good place for
Do
them.
I need specific type of boots, or am I okay?
No, just
Boots
like
of
high
Nestor.
riding,
Oh, how sexy!
like riding boots.
Those are not what I was wearing before.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'd buy some boots. I'm trying to 4. Yeah, I could do
Yeah.
that.
You
The
could.
knife's a little bit bigger, but
Yeah, I mean, you can also just get like a
you know what? I just probably knife it here, but the
Sure.
daggers and my
Just
boots.
like
Okay.
boot holsters, I assume thigh sheaths.
Mhm.
You can get one
Oh.
in an inner pocket
Right.
that's easy to grab.
Yeah.
That's because
yeah.
look at how big that dagger is
If
right
you're
there.
like
Yeah, they're
And think about
huge.
that- That's
if you're
probably
like
the knife
Thomas
size.
and often wearing a coat,
Yeah.
there's often kind
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, more. Yeah, let's keep it in here because
Does
like-
he have hair?
he does.
That'd be like throwing daggers.
Lola
with
and
those
Effie
little,
and Verity
yeah.
all have daggers
like
in their hair.
in their hair.
Yeah.
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 those are like darts.
Yeah.
They're
little.
small daggers, yeah. You're
So
right.
I just want to, cause aesthetics. Why not? Let's keep the knife somewhere I can like here.
Mm-hmm.
But the daggers, I'll buy something here. Like normally people have their guns here,
Sure.
like
and I'll just have extra because I'm gonna get daggers. I know they're everywhere.
Great.
They're coming.
like an armpit
Okay.
holster.
yeah.
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 Just here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Concealed? Is that something they can do?
Yeah.
Okay, good. How much would that end up? 1 million bazillion.
No, call it like 5 pounds per holster.
Cool.
Mm.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You got it.
I kind of wave at everyone, just sort of like,
Hello, I was here yesterday.
pleasure seeing y'all again.
Hello.
This is my friend Lucio.
Hello.
Why are they Swedish?
Just sort of like kind of,
God, you
There's-
can't just go around asking people why they're Swedish.
he's very enamored with London, you understand.
Hello.
Right.
No. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. It's sort of like a very odd, like, I'm back again.
Yeah.
I don't want to check on the thing. I know it's been not long, but
You ordered it yesterday when they weren't even officially open.
Yeah.
right.
They opened it special for us.
Fucking Mondays.
Exactly.
Right?
I do not expect it to be done. It was just a coat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thomas, thank you. I appreciate this. And I show him, yes, this is, and the dagger you threw at me is one of them. So
Good.
I got it in my holster, my
Mhm.
dagger holster.
All
Lucio,
right.
I just want you to know
Hmm.
I will, upon asking, of course, go to any lengths and do anything for my friends. And I, as far as now can be consider you my friend.
This is considered an honor to me. Thank you. And I hold it a little bit longer than I should. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Always touching people. Poor Lola. That first experience.
So you guys gather up on the 7th?
Is there
Yeah.
anything interesting in the papers this morning?
Oh, boy shopping.
I believe
Yes.
that wouldn't be until the.
It's 2:30 in the morning on the 7th.
Roll
That's true.
a
You have
Son
to
of a
derail
bitch.
things.
roll a percentile.
Jesus.
I hate percentiles, and by that I mean I love percentiles.
48.
Fire T8.
48.
Mm.
That's not my accent in this.
What a
I'm
hum.
going to throw it around just to fuck you up.
Don't do this to me.
God damn it.
Roll the Fire
You're,
T8.
you're just trying to fuck me off.
I will say no, because the paper that comes out on the 7th reports the news from the 6th.
Aha.
And it happened on the 7th, so
And
it'll
it
come
happened on the
tomorrow.
7th.
Yeah.
So unless there's a late edition printed late on the 7th,
Mhm. Which there
to
could be.
there
That sells paints.
Yeah.
it does.
Murder.
It does. It could.
They have
Uh,
newsies then, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
for sure.
that's how most of them are
Because they're
distributed.
capes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking urchins.
It's an urchin kid job.
Fucking
Absolutely.
urchins.
Also-
Keeping us
But
The
yeah.
informed.
ones who aren't actively being pickpockets for my father are newsies.
Because
Or
because
singing and dancing in the streets.
for instance, for 237 on the 7th,
Mm.
is that when it's reported or when that's the time
When
of
it
death, I
happened.
believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then it's reported
History.
early morning.
It would, yeah, it would come out.
It's they're probably
Murdered at about 2:30 a.m.
right.
Got it. So it would wait
So it's probably being investigated
Yeah.
overnight, and people start to hear about it in the morning.
Yeah.
They write another edition, maybe a late edition, maybe they just
Right.
put it out on the 8th, because that's
Yeah.
how newspapers work.
This
How
is
did
an
it
interesting
work?
thing about this campaign, can I just say, about knowing the history of a couple of important things. Like, we know
Mhm.
Jack the Ripper is a thing at this time. Like,
Mhm.
we're all aware in a little bit of a meta way of, like, but we want to see it. You know, we want to be a
Yeah.
part of it if we knew what was
In
happening.
the
Like,
interest of what you just said, do we want to meet on the 8th instead?
Been there, done that. I mean, it's another day back for me. It doesn't bother me at all.
Anyone?
It's today's a Tuesday, so it would have been on a Wednesday.
yes.
I didn't care.
Yeah,
anyway.
that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm
Another day
good
doesn't
either
hurt
way.
me.
We have things to investigate. We're good.
Do we know about this?
No.
I mean, we would have noticed in the newspapers that they're.
Yeah.
Got
But
it.
we have stuff to investigate either way, even if that's the thing we cover next
Does
Friday.
Arthur read the papers?
Arthur does.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Arthur
a
does
feeling-
read the
I have a
papers.
feeling he gets them before the rest of the town.
The rest of
He's
us
gotta get a
probably.
You gotta deal with the local newsies.
yeah.
He also has to make sure he doesn't have to
Newsies.
pay anyone off to cover up our
Arthur
messes.
is Agent K in Men in Black.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Right?
he is.
He's just like the only way they don't panic is they do not know about it. Like, he's mad at us the whole time.
Yes.
But we love him.
I love it.
He's
He's got his
He's just
own.
mad at us for firing the noisy cricket every goddamn day.
Every week, a new noisy cricket.
It's because
Yeah.
Rory's making them back. She's like, "What? You didn't tell me not to."
He's got his own personal newsie that comes around the place. Probably
Oh,
like
yeah.
knocks on
He's
the
got
door.
he's got a deal.
Mhm.
Oh.
He pays
I love
them
it.
off. He's like,
Me first.
what do you have for me?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I say since we have a whole day now and we have an investigation to do, if it gets derailed later because of that thing, great. If not, we've got something to cover next week.
Yeah, that's
We
fair.
got shit to do.
You say that like we're gonna find, although not probably not.
When did you guys want to talk to Jean?
Right afterwards, you said we were gonna,
During the fight, like she
Yeah.
Like,
charmed him
right
to
after-
the
Right.
fight.
In the
and then we
yeah.
stopped.
What questions did you have for Jean?
Ugh.
I wanted to ask him how he got involved in the work, how he heard of.
The brothers of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Lupin
Fraternity de
Brotherhood.
Lupin.
Yeah, that one.
What a sexy
Lupin.
name.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him how he got
Sexy
involved
name.
with it and who he knew.
To
This is the perfect
sum up,
Mm-hmm.
it is a common myth or legend in and throughout France
Mm-hmm.
that there are sort of this cult, this brotherhood of wolf worshippers of an old Roman deity of
Romulus.
thank you.
Thank you.
I was like,
It is Romulus.
There it is, yeah. Old Roman deity of Romulus sort of has cults throughout the French countryside. He actually used to be in the Legion. You have the feeling he's had a weird life, and after being in the Legion and being in some fights abroad, like he sort of abandoned, went to London,
Mm.
got bored,
Sure.
and just started when he heard of something exciting from like his childhood, he was like, why not? You get the feeling he's very disillusioned with life in general.
He has only.
He is only, yes.
Who told you about it, buddy?
He heard about it at at the bar. What is it?
What we've heard about?
Cracked Ram.
Broadland.
Yes. Yes.
That's where we had breakfast this morning.
Right? Is that
Um,
accurate? I'm just going
Is it one
based
that
on
we've heard about?
rhymes.
it is. I think it was. Yeah, I think it is.
The Broadland
It
is
was
where
the,
we had
it was the
brunch.
broad lamb.
The
Was it
broad
the place we
land-
had brunch?
which is
No.
where we kind of like
Yeah,
found
yeah, yeah,
out
yeah.
about
Is it-
this whole.
Is it one we've heard about before?
Yes,
Okay,
it
hold on.
is.
Let
I
me
believe
go back
it's
Courtney writes everything down.
what it was like your
Oh
first.
shit! It's the one in the Thames.
Yeah,
Oh, is
yeah,
it the
near
one
the
where we
Thames.
actually
Yeah.
found the lamp? The first one?
Yeah.
It's one of the first ones.
Yeah. It's not the broad lamb. It's something else.
Oh, Steam. No, Steam Bean was
It's not steam bean.
the
Yeah.
coffee place.
Fuck. Yeah, I know.
The lamp was a session 0. I don't know.
It
if I
wasn't a
know.
session.
No.
It was a. It had lamb at the time.
It was one of the first places that you went and found
Werewolf,
the doctors
yes.
that
yes,
were
it was
under
where the
Mesmer's
doctors were.
control.
Oh no, that wasn't a session 0. That was the first session.
I know.
Yeah, that was the.
Yeah,
when we
the
found
very
doctors.
first session.
Let's say, did I get it?
Of course.
Oh my god, I know.
They had- it had a
I'm
name.
remembering it now. What is it?
What are we talking about? Oh, that would have been eternity anyway.
Arthur,
Not me. Different.
I think it was
the
a.
ox and lamb.
Ox
I
and
knew it was an
lamb.
and lamb.
It was
yes.
in this paragraph, which is why I couldn't immediately find it.
There you go.
Up top, buddy. Nail it. The ox and lamb.
Yes.
So British.
Yes.
Are oxes British?
Questionable.
No.
I don't think so.
No, but the British like to, make their own whatever they find. So
It's true.
I see what you did there.
Uh
It's me taking on colonialism.
huh. One step at a time.
So yes, the ox and lamb. What else did you want to know from Jean?
Ask him about the lady.
Who was the lady that you were so close with?
In his most French way,
They're Canadian.
Jareth.
he tells you to sum up.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you that that he was told about the park, and it was you go looking for the wild women, and he said in his go either way. I think was
What, like,
good both ways.
It could just be a prostitute.
Is true.
Good.
So the women come. Is it this park, or just go to a?
They hop parks,
Okay.
but you can
Park hopping.
yeah, but the
You pay extra for that.
you do.
Add on to your face.
Can we really not leave the theme park business for one night? The answer is no.
I just want to escape for a night. Courtney.
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
We did this. Sorry. go
You're
ahead.
good.
Jean?
Jean. So he lets you know there are about 4 parks that they visit. The one that you guys were at last night, Hyde Park, and then a couple of parks south of the Thames.
That's very.
We have got to get you a map of this time period, bro.
Uh,
I feel so bad because you're like, I don't know. Let me see. We're forcing you to go
I-
places.
I just
Although he's fucking killing it.
Yeah, right?
Thanks.
Absolutely.
He's fucking
Oh, yeah.
killing
I
it
appreciate
so far
it.
because my immersion has not been ruined once.
Nope. My English friend's immersion has not been.
Yeah.
ruined.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It's-
glad. I'm-
There've been times where she's like, "That's not there. That's okay."
Yeah.
Is Santa Claus in this time period? I might get Arthur a map.
Father Christmas.
Always.
Father Christmas. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy Arthur a map.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it real bad.
It's also those moments where like there's a show that's set in Florida and
And
people
we all go,
are they walk in and they have long sleeves and I'm like fuck you, no, that's not
I know.
that's not Florida,
Yeah.
that's We know better.
That's
Or like
Florida
they
for
do.
2 weeks in February.
They do the shot of the beach, and they're like
Yeah.
big craggy rocks on it. Like,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Not, that's
Welcome
not,
to California.
Hashtag not my
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah,
No,
that's not Florida. I know better.
you're in fucking Togo.
But also,
There,
like,
bro.
remember, you're creating an alternate timeline
I
by,
know.
Water's
by
like
doing the.
Bahamas blue.
Yeah.
No, not
You're
here.
like,
It's great.
that's not the Atlantic. No,
No.
that's not our Atlantic.
No,
Unless you're
the
in the
Gulf.
Great-
There
yeah.
are certain parts of the
Sure,
Gulf
it's really
that are
pretty.
super.
You gotta go out to
Yeah,
the
it's really
islands.
beautiful
Like
there.
it's not on right along the shore. Like it's
Yeah.
not here at least. Not
What the
up,
Ricos
It'll
got
get
those
super
beaches,
clear
man.
like on the mainland Florida Gulf, but you got to go like out a little bit if you want like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Crystal
in
blue.
the Carolinas. It took me going out on a cruise, like on a catamaran cruise, 4 hours from the shore
Yeah.
to find water that clear, and I'd never seen it before in my life. I was
It's
like, "This is like TV
beautiful.
clear. Like,
Yeah.
I can see the fish."
You look down and there are
Yeah.
actual stingrays. You're
You
like,
don't just
the
like
fuck?
feel something move past your leg. You can see it there, trying to eat. you.
Yeah.
I did that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was over in Key Largo. I was diving. It was a great time.
hmm
Basically like Miami Vice.
uh-huh. Speaking of Miami Vice.
Speaking of Miami Vice, also secret bullshit happening.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll segue.
may I?
Skin
Twice
five
tonight.
parts.
He's doing them.
Yeah. So, recognizing a fellow comrade,
hmm
of course, as we've already spoke prior,
hmm
I would like to say to Jean, now Jean, I'm going to speak to you now purely for selfish reasons. I understand we're all interested in whatever information you have to offer. I'm as well, but see, I was part of a. Were you ever familiar with the Doem Bureau? You'll forgive my accent, but it's a bit tough to overcome.
you can see that he has a bit of recognition.
I understand we're a little clandestine, a little, well, less than reputable. As I understand.
I feel like he's always making like defenses for us.
And-
Poor guy.
I'm curious if you've heard any rumors as to the movements in this area lately. If you've encountered anything, considering, quite frankly, Jean, since I consider you, well, hell, I consider you a lamplighter now.
Is
You
this in
are.
English or French?
This is in English, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to
Consider,
know.
yeah. I consider you a lamplighter now. You are here, you are with us. You know what we know, and you are privy to certain information we are not privy to. So hiding anything from you would be a grave miscalculation. But from a personal standpoint, I am curious. Is there anything you have heard about that particular bureau's
I forgot he's charmed.
activities in this area, specifically, and I mean this sincerely, my friend, in any way that could harm myself, or more importantly, my associates?
What is there to say? I am Le Deserter. They are not in the habit of sending me missives or mission briefings, so I am unsure what you feel it is. I perhaps know.
Well, that's fair enough by me. I was merely curious. You'll understand a certain amount of.
Were your specters
Trepidation.
present, I am sure I will be back in a tunnel on the way to Paris for my, how you say, appointment with the guillotine.
Well, I should certainly hope that will not be so.
For both our sex.
Certainly, if I have anything to say about it. Is that not right?
Of course. Oh, I'm not there.
Same.
It's
I was gonna say,
it's just a joke about the
Yeah.
table. I'm sorry.
Trust me. my friend.
So yeah, no, he, that is, no, he's not, not in any sort of loop as far
Yeah.
as that goes. Anything else?
Any other questions? Well, I still have him charmed.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells a pretty solid story. Little PTSD, kind of shell shock. Old soldier. He's middle aged, probably 35, maybe.
One man.
And just sort of lost meaning in life, and ended up in London and started looking for some sort of excitement or something, and just trying to find meaning in his life again. So
Can relate.
I assumed if he
Damn.
hadn't seen anything.
This Frenchman is just me.
Understand it.
The creator of LaCroix, is that what you mean?
You found any shape shifting?
No, I feel
that what you were
this,
expecting
the
from
creator of
this?
LaCroix.
You-
Right?
he was to be honest, no. There is so much of the legend, the myth from different scared children, but a good brotherhood that can give a man purpose and support
Right.
for so many different reasons and different things. Besides, there was a very lovely lady that was worth a wolf bite or two.
Look, I'll
That's the
introduce
French.
you to some lovely ladies that you don't have to turn into a wolf and shit in the woods for. How about that?
Yeah,
Most
no,
French thing I've
this
ever
is fair.
heard.
Might as well. I can say I have not always been a one for raw meat. The pate, it is difficult on the tummy. I prefer
They said tummy.
I prefer the well baked, the croissant, et baguette.
You're just naming pastries now.
Yeah.
He likes pastries.
Right,
Au baguette.
right, wee.
Wee
Anyway.
wee. Good.
Right, wee. Anyway.
It's funnier because of the mental image of Effie standing between Lola and Thomas. And Lola and Thomas both speak French.
So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of about all he has to offer. He's a little skeptical on like the supernatural aspects of it, but
Yeah.
you just caught a drifter on a bad day, and he was like, "Yeah, why not, man? There's a pretty French girl. So what if there's wolves? I'm okay with it."
Right.
Like you said, where they bite out too.
I've done worse for
Yeah.
sex, you know.
Yeah,
I have
and-
never.
you get the feeling
werewolf?
if he got eaten for like if he got bit to death, he's kind of fine with that. Like he's in a
Man,
bad way.
How long has it been, man?
Not so long, but man cannot subsist on bread alone.
Right.
Hashtag baguettes.
Anyway.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Baguettes for life.
Are we good?
I think we're good.
I think you're good.
I
Are we
think
good?
we're good.
I think we're good.
Okay. So then the butcher thing, go to the Queens next day. So we are waiting until the 8th. Is that when we are reconvening? Or do you have
I do
Is it
not
a
care.
Wednesday or a Tuesday?
The 8th is a Wednesday, my
Wednesday.
dudes.
Wednesday.
You're gonna skip art. You're gonna call out.
No, it's fine. I'm just curious. I'll always find a reason to call out. Are you kidding? That's me.
That's what I wanted to hear you
Yeah.
say.
Let's
I
go,
don't even
Dave.
call out. I just don't
8th it
show
is.
up.
Thank you, the 8th.
8th it is. What time would you guys like to convene?
10 in the morning.
Ugh.
Well, when do you think Arthur would have read the paper?
His newsie would have crept in before they started telling
Yeah,
us.
when would Arthur have summoned us? is the question.
I've got your paper.
On the
Little
7th,
guy.
I've been like, I
Waiting
won't be
for
able to
his
make it tomorrow.
Sick.
I won't be able to come in tomorrow. I'm busy.
Are you calling out in game?
I'm calling out. But here's the thing. I want to do it in a very specific way.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Because this is not like a bizarre stream for me. This is an idea that I want to keep going.
Right. Okay.
Dying. This job.
I'm sorry if this is bullshit for you.
I'm entertained.
Which, if any, how does fucking Parliament work? Lord,
The House of
Where
Lords.
is this going?
which Lord, whatever am I working for?
Kensington.
I thought you were
Kensington?
trying to work in Kensington.
Yeah, aren't you working like
Sorta,
in his
yeah,
farm?
I'm trying to keep an eye on him.
But
So
what-
probably
Right.
as close as I can get, regardless of affiliation.
Sure.
You know?
I
So if I'm like in his cabal, that's fine.
what I
I
will say.
imagine he'd be able to like look at me and be like, wait, no, it's that fucking guy.
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah.
This American right here.
So let's say it is some sort of working for a government position
Okay.
as like a clerk in Parliament. So not
Right.
to any specific,
Great. Even better.
and it not so just a low level note taker, pencil pusher, sort of position.
Easier
Even
to
better.
listen that way.
A lot easier. Then I
Yeah.
would just say that I'm on a
My wife is pregnant. I have to take her to the doctor.
I'm busy looking for a case for Lord Feffinghamshire,
Okay.
and
Lord Heath
it's
Camden.
very
The
important
Duchess of Camden.
Lord
that
Feffinghamshire.
No,
I
actual. No, it's fine.
that I take care of
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Make a deception check.
Yeah. Lie to me, Thomas. Lie to me.
Jesus Christ.
Well-
That's not your job on this ship.
No, I don't
Let's see if I
lie.
taught you anything.
I don't lie. I don't do anything. I just
I did teach
Oh.
you something.
you taught me something.
Channel your inner Effie.
Unnatural
that
20.
Yes.
It is successful.
Great.
They were like, Feffinghamshire? Yeah, Feffinghamshire.
Feffinghamshire.
But you
What
say it
the
like this.
shit?
You say it like this. You don't know Lord Feffinghamshire? Oh, I didn't realize you didn't run in those upper circles.
There it
I'm
I feel
sorry,
like if you were to
another-
say
yeah.
if you were to say Lord Feffinghamshire, they would just go like, "Well, it is Britain,"
Who can keep up with all the shires?
or the Hams, or
Or
the Inghams. So yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Okay.
Unnatural 20, go you.
Yep.
You better decept.
Arthur would probably have gotten the paper around, let's say, 7.
Yeah, that's plenty of time at 10 a.m.
Yeah. So you guys gather up around 10. Yes, wig on. Understood. Thank you.
The one time I didn't say it, it fucked us. So I'm doing it every time now.
It is important.
I know.
You know, you went running all around town. I was like, okay.
It's fine. It saved all of our lives.
It did.
Yeah. You guys gather up in Vauxhall.
I would like to,
What we
in my
look like.
bag, have De Vermis Mysteries.
Okay.
Just
Good.
in my bag.
Sure. Yeah.
As my normal, I have 500 pounds on me.
Mm-hmm.
Always
Mhm.
500 exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Unless I'm buying something specific that
Smart.
It's good to know.
because I
This
don't.
is so if we get robbed or she has to play
Yeah.
dead and loses all her stuff, we don't lose all of the money she took
Right.
from
If you
Arthur.
end up naked and afraid,
Yeah.
I need to know what is on you.
So I don't have
I'm a
full.
dumbass.
Okay, roll
Fake.
percentile.
I'm a dumbass and
Oh,
I have
okay.
all
You have
of my
90% of your money on you. Great.
1,000
Yeah.
pounds.
I have all of my possessions upon me.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Did we describe ourselves already and I missed it? I feel bad. I know
Go
we
ahead.
s- we
Describe
s-
yourselves now,
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to. It is a little more important in the steampunk.
Yeah, to get
It's
a
that is
visual.
important.
There's an aesthetic.
There
to
is.
me.
We are all aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm at the espresso machine. Get me that morning cup, girl. It's
Mhm.
time. Lucio Watts. He's probably around, let's say, 5'11", 6 something. He's a decent sized dude. Once again, he is a grounder, a smooth talker, a born leader, and a field medic. And essentially, he's kind of like one shade lighter than me. And from top to bottom, the first thing you would notice is that he's got like a huge like concaved like eye socket. His eye is red, but he's got a brown pupil. It's just constantly red forever. And he's got these glasses that kind of stay here most of the time. And they have different like little shades. The last one's kind of like one of those opera glasses. So whenever he has to like be serious about a wound, he can like, I can see. And then this whole side of his head is shaved. The centerpiece right here is kind of like wavy brown-ish hair going over in this direction. And then he's got 3 really long braids here that go all the way like tucked into his shirt. You don't know how long he is because you never see it, but you can see the braids if he's moving. He's got a clean shaven face. He's about 40, I think he said 42, 43, somewhere in there. And then his clothes are kind of like, he has like that long vestish looking type of coat with the tails. And now he's got some things for knives and stuff. So he's got all that. Really tight brown pants. I think he bought the boots anyway. So now he's got the riding kind of boots going on. And then everything else is kind of out and visual. He's got a machine gun and like knives and look, another gun. And ooh, is that a shotgun? Probably.
We just don't know.
He's just got everything in there. And then he's got like just got everything. He's just out.
Is that a shotgun in your vest, or are you happy to see me?
Always out.
Why
always.
is it in your vest?
It's everywhere. And then he's got like kind of like a backpack that has like his medkit, bullets, all that kind of stuff. Cool. That's
All right.
Lucio.
Thomas.
No. Well, Thomas Haywood is a young man of blonde hair, sandy blonde hair, perfectly parted on one side. But the rest of him is disheveled and brought to a point where it appears that he has spent a lot of time working on how disheveled his appearance is. In the most fashionable ways possible. Beyond that, he has very little hidden, of course, between the pockets of his blazer are weapons, and he has the vigorous youth of a young man and handsome features, although it appears as though they are increasingly troubled, especially by the events which have occurred.
Talking to a Frenchman.
Which recently occurred.
It'll
He
do that to you.
appears to put a lot of effort into making himself appear as nonchalant as possible.
American.
Typically very close to Thomas, is Effie Crook, more formally known in some circles as Ophelia Pratt, the Duchess of Camden. She is a young lady about 5. I love it when she just creeps up into it. She's about 5'3", 5'4" early to mid 20s. She has big, fluffy blonde hair and green eyes. However, she is currently bewigged. Bewigged. She's currently wearing a straight black wig with a heavy fringe, as is her favored disguise. She is dressed nicely. Tailored pants, boots. She has a new emerald green swallowtail coat that she's wearing over like a corset top. No visible weapons is important.
Nice.
She's got some decorative looking pins in her hair.
All right. I am playing Lola, who her look has been updated a little bit since that picture. I'm sorry, Allison. Because unlike the brown hair you will see in that picture, her hair has recently been dyed blonde.
It's been bleached the shit out of is more accurate.
Thanks, Effie.
You welcome.
I
I don't get paid for hair care.
She's everywhere.
She's teeny tiny, about 5 feet tall. Built for speed more than strength, but she's pretty athletic. Corset top, usually with shorts and like high boots. The shorts are very full to almost give the look of the day with like the broad hips and stuff that would red jape and panniers, but this is just like ruffles and pockets for guns.
We're a little past panniers, almost.
A little bit.
A little bit.
How old is she again? Well, anymore, but how old is she
Forever,
ish?
it's forever
21.
21.
Forever 20.
Yes.
She's actually 22, but
Nice.
But
Forever
not
22.
anymore
Yeah,
because
she's
she
forever
got she got
21.
bit while she was 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lord.
so she forever 21.
What are the
forever of your
differences
sexual
now
prime.
that you are turned? What
Oh,
differences?
this was drawn when she was
this
a
is
vampire.
vampire.
She just
has
has
blonde
this is
hair now.
accurate.
Oh,
Just
this
hair.
is accurate.
Yeah.
Okay,
She just has blonde hair now.
got it. Got it.
Around her neck, you see a locket, and she is also wearing a ring that almost look like they match, but then you because they both have red stones in them, and then you
Mhm.
look and realize the make is completely different, and they don't go together.
Interesting.
They just compliment each other by
Is there a piano in Foxhole?
Is there a what?
A
piano.
No.
Okay, then she's probably.
On the list of things to do.
We just roll it in one day. Arthur's like, "What is that?"
I was bored.
There were the bookshelves last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that I'm just saying.
And she's probably reading.
And I am temporarily playing Josephine Scarlet. She is about 5'11". She has very strong features. She's mid-30s. For those of you on our Discord on the face claims, I've put her lookalike. Slightly Romany, but like pale. Dark hair, a lot of it. The women who have a lot of hair would realize how long it took her to actually tame it into this high braided complex bun that it's in with the oiled ringlets around framing her face, that it takes a long damn time to get it there.
Back in the day,
yeah.
they had that time.
Strong nose, strong brows, and just very, very bold features. And she is wearing a high-necked black lace-collared and lace-wristed coat that is short in the front here and bustles out in the back and just keeps on going
Love
down
it.
to the floor. But in the front, she is wearing skin-tight pants, high boots, all black, just black the whole way through, but little accents of the symbol of the particular branch of the Vatican that she belongs to, the Damned. And if you look close, you can see the little on each button and and even carved into the lace, the symbol is just very subtly
Yeah.
there. And if you get close enough to read the name of the guns on each leg, one is called the Sinner and one is called the Saint. And she's most likely also reading, but by herself with a cup of tea upon entering Vauxhall.
Arthur gathers you all together. You can see the newspaper left on the reading on the coffee table. Headline reads, "Ghastly murder in the East End. Dreadful mutilation of a woman." Goes on to discuss the known details of...
Stabbed like 38 times or something like that.
Yeah.
Was this one of the neck ones?
It was not. That's why
That's
she's
why.
not canonical.
That's why she's not canonical. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
She was stabbed and not slashed.
Interesting.
Mhm. Multiple stab wounds. Arthur is he's got a big sort of mutton chop, older English gentleman. Looks like he spent a lot of time probably serving, but no longer. Well there, Lamplighters. Pleasure to see you all. How are we doing this fine day? What sort of interest has piqued your... Yes, I went about that one backwards. But thank you for taking the time to point that out.
Fine. We
That's
don't
why
all
they said
have our
we-
own coffee in the morning.
Literally. This is really
Yeah.
Very good. Have you all seen the paper this morning?
I
Mm.
haven't. No, I slept in.
It has some very interesting tidbits in it.
The cover.
Interesting,
Ew.
spooky, or just interesting.
Well, interesting in general. We have seen another rise of grisly murders that have plagued the city for a bit of time. Unfortunately, this one is very clearly not related to our animal attacks. Although I will say that the 6 to 8 dogs that you all put down the other evening were noted on in page 22. So,
It's a bit far back for something that they thought was causing a lot of problems.
well, solving problems doesn't sell papers.
When I got seen cavorting with circus people, I was on page like 4.
Should have at least given you page 2.
Well, you know how these things are. Sensationalism tends to sell papers, and killing dogs is less sensational than apparently the death of innocents.
Do we know who it was?
No. No one of note or import, as far as I can tell.
Everybody's of no to import, are they?
Fair enough. However, I am unfamiliar with the lady, though we are under the assumption that she is a prostitute of some kind.
Are you interested in this?
I am interested in in the change of MO.
It's
we-
different than before.
It is different.
I think
We
it's the same person.
I'm not sure. I honestly don't think so. However, with the rise of blood, it begins to boil.
Multiple
My
things
fear-
that close together in Whitechapel.
Well, Whitechapel, Whitechapel
It
itself
is.
hasn't been necessarily a hotbed for our supernatural activities.
Mm.
Those have been relegated to parks, to central London. We know Mesmer's attacks were primarily
Ooh.
happening in and out of the heart of London, around Parliament, and then down on the wharf side. So it is
From
could just be a separate incident, but
from what I've heard, it's different classes, different people, different objects. There's no real connection between these things, but this particular murder is different than the other murders, yes? Is
yes.
this something you want us to check on?
If you feel so inclined, I
Mm.
personally don't see the connection to them.
Mm.
My
We're not going to be
only,
able to get anywhere close. Not now. Scotland
No.
Yard's going to be all over it.
if the detective were here, we might have an in, but
Mm.
hopefully,
Jeremiah.
Well, let's be completely honest here. The worst offenders against mankind are, of course, belong to mankind.
Mm. Agreed.
Do we have any reason to suspect this is anything other than?
my only fear is that the repetitive nature of the stab wounds that has been reported is something that may indicate a type of mania or obsession, as though someone had their mind tampered with.
Right.
It may have gone wrong, and we do know that our Mesmer is still at large. However,
Do
I would
indeed.
also note that this is not an animal attack. It is not report. It does not seem to match our Fraternity de Lupin, as we have recently come to have been told of them.
Yeah, that guy.
Well,
Jean.
Jean's a good enough. Jean's a good enough sword.
And I beg
I
pardon, but
wouldn't
isn't the
con-
fact that this is a human endeavor quite more terrifying than if it were an animal?
Well, that is the
Perhaps.
Yeah.
My other thing is we witnessed some very strange behaviors when it came to Miss Talbot and to
Alien
Miss.
fights.
Yes. Now, if I'm not mistaken, or if I'm remembering correctly, she had a practice of slashing herself.
Sort of. You saw that, didn't you?
I did.
Again, it speaks to a bit of insanity.
Are
And
you sure that this was an attack instead of just a Haley Talbot situation gone wrong? Was there a weapon
Self-mutilation.
found near
I-
her?
the report does not say, as the investigation is ongoing. So there are scarce few details in the newspaper so as to discourage copycats. However, I am unsure if there was a weapon found. It may be a case of self-mutilation, or it may be a case of obsessive compulsive mania gone wrong. We know it's not our animal attacks, so I am unsure at the moment if this is worth us looking into or not,
At a minimum, we could investigate.
if you'd
Like
like.
I said, we're not going to be able to get anywhere near there today.
It will be extremely difficult.
Not during the day, definitely
Let's
not
say
during the day.
We're not
Or
going
at
to be able to
night.
get anywhere near that period until it's calmed down.
Do you
Okay.
know if they've had anyone in to perform last rites for her? Because you may not need to have a detective, but you have the church.
Oh.
And where we do make people feel very uncomfortable, we can be useful sometimes.
Was she Catholic?
Doesn't matter if the policeman was. There is a certain unfortunate habit amongst the church of believing you can buy your way into heaven with the proper last rites. I don't happen to want to voice my opinions on it one way or another. That's a whole other story.
Mm.
But if the police chief believes that she can be saved by words
That's a
from...
very fair point.
Of course, if
Indeed
he
it is.
finds, if he's a Protestant man, then that would be more difficult.
Backfire. Really.
However, it is worth it is a potential in. I am unsure as to the religious leanings of whatever chief inspector
Mm.
has been given this case.
Hey, I was at church on Sunday. I said that. Did I see anyone who was an officer at all at my church, whatever service I went to?
Make
I make a
make an investigation check.
I feel like they're constantly
Make a check.
investigating these
Yeah.
people.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's kind of what we do. That's a shit roll.
Oh, boo.
But I'm gonna use procedural memory and do it again. And that's cocked. Natural 20.
You do not.
Okay.
Um,
right.
officers that are, especially in this time, more in and around London, I'm going to say are probably more Protestant.
Mm.
I think
It's
the
inaccurate.
Irish Catholics are probably the most common Catholic
Damn it, his name
officers.
isn't an old Doyle.
Yeah, it's
It's not.
it's not. You may still be able to get in, but you haven't made any specific contacts
No,
with
of course not.
with the police.
Wasn't trying to, just trying to see what I remember sitting in the back.
Right.
Maybe like,
I got you.
In the fun fact, because I've researched this recently, because I was watching some bullshit. Fun fact. The Irish themselves were sort of responsible for the boom in Catholicism in Great Britain,
Mm-hmm.
and then later on there was like that during the Victorian era when she was sort of like, yeah, it's fine, but you know. It was the Irish who were predominantly responsible for that. The Scottish also a little bit,
Yeah.
but then everyone else was sort of just like,
Interesting.
fuck the Catholics.
Yeah.
They were very mean.
Yeah. Well, I know during the time a lot
Yeah.
of cathedrals are being built and
They
rebuilt.
are, yeah.
In the time, a lot of them are having ground broken on them
Yeah.
and resurging. However, the Church of England is still a thing, and
Yeah.
Britain is weird.
especially in London, where most of the
Higher ups.
higher ups and bodies and things like that work.
Because they can
it
pay their way
is-
into heaven.
Yeah,
That's
The-
Catholic
That
stuff.
Britain
a
is so
genuine-
weird,
yeah.
you know.
but it
They've
yeah.
had a lot of shit happen
But
to
Church
them.
of England is Catholic
fair.
light. It's Catholic light.
The only
It's
thing it
Diet
changed
Catholic.
was
It's-
you can
you're
get
right.
divorced.
Yeah.
Like when it got created, that was the
literally
big
the-
thing. Everything else was identical. The only
Yeah.
thing it
Yeah.
changed at the start was you can divorce and God's fine with it.
Yeah.
But for at least 50 years, it stayed pretty much
So
identical to
interesting.
Catholicism until
Mhm.
it started shifting again.
For a fun theological fact, if you guys are curious about the origins of the Church of England at all, if you watch The Tudors, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. That's
And Megan-
exactly how
Megan's
it
going to be
happens.
doing a
Y'all, I
show.
love the Tudors.
Yeah, Megan's going to be doing one of her educational
It's a
time
bunch
shows
of-
about that.
I love that.
It's a bunch of like over dramatized nonsense, and I goddamn
Yeah.
love it.
You want to get,
I mean, what
get
really
divorced and you're
happened was plenty
Catholic,
dramatic.
Church of England,
Yeah.
nothing changes, but you can also get divorced.
Yeah. So
Who cares?
Speaking of divorce, I'm just kidding.
Speaking of divorce, let's get divorced from our lives. Yes.
Who needs it?
that is what you guys have on. It is at this point beginning to be referred to as the Ripper and the
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 Whitechapel murders.
Whitechapel murders. The details of the article that's written notes the differences between these and the.
The first one.
Yeah.
This is the second one total.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thought there was There's one more not like questionable one, I think, in April. I thought there was like 2. I could be wrong.
Let me double check.
Whatever. Give him an extra kill. Go for
Yeah.
it. Nobody.
There's got to be
More?
there's
Yo.
got to be another murder in
Like
there
7.
somewhere.
Yo, it's your world.
I
It
know.
is your world.
Live in it. all
Yeah.
With steampunk technology, all the different things,
If you
he
kill
probably
so
got
many
an
more
extra
people,
kill in.
like-
Yeah.
right? Don't feel barricaded.
All right.
Just get wild.
Exactly. But that is sort of what the article is going over. Arthur doesn't seem to think that there's necessarily a supernatural bent to it,
Mm.
but there is potential.
There's just a lot of like left strings and stuff.
Yeah,
from
he's
other
he's
things.
got is it Charlie from Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Ah.
He always has that board.
Yeah, he does. So he's got a new string on it.
Okay.
Vampires.
Do it.
Sorta.
Well, I mean, I'm interested, but if we can't do it tonight, I mean,
I don't think we have enough information to go on.
that's
Yeah.
fair. Absolutely.
Although we could-
Her body doesn't even get identified till the 13th.
Okay. That's understandable.
Although we could
There's an identification
legitimately-
parade on the 13th, like, trying to find the killer.
That's insane.
Oh,
Who the fuck? Okay, let's talk about Britain real quick. Who the fuck takes an identification? You use the word
It's
parade.
called an identification
Yeah.
parade.
I'm dying right
Yeah.
now.
Britain can go fuck itself. All right. Like,
That's like a costume parade,
That's
like
wild.
before Tech Week.
yeah, being like, anyone know this?
Does this
dead
look
girl?
right?
Like,
Does this look okay? Do you like
no. I get that we had to do a lot before we got websites, but still.
it? How are we feeling about
um,
what is this dogs thing? Do we have to worry about that
Werewolves?
now? Is that something
We're not
you're doing?
super certain. We only know that they
A parade
exist.
of all the soldiers that were on leave that night.
Oh
Mhm.
Lord.
With the friend she was out drinking with to try to
We
identify
could.
them, and it didn't work.
Mm.
We could investigate
I
that
was gonna say,
further. We
but
could
can do
investigate
some
the
research
body
into
itself.
Yeah.
I think
That,
at night we might get an opportunity to at least see.
There's
Well, I
not,
wanted to
there's
use
not
the-
really anything we can do about the jewel heist right this moment because
about-
there's not
what
a jewel
about-
heist actively happening in front of us.
What about Jareth Adams?
Oh
I'm very
Lord.
interested in Jareth Adams.
Is there
Always.
anything we could do to make some leeway on Mr. Adams? I know there are a couple of threads that link to him.
It's been
I
a
don't
while
mean to be a
too, right? So he's
dickhead.
had to pop back up somewhere.
I don't mean-
Namely the no, he hasn't. That's the thing. That's
I don't mean to be a
Oh.
dickhead, but there is in one capacity that he maybe has. And that is simply that new engineering
about
technologies
to say that.
has not been hit. We
By
could
the
go hit up
robberies.
new engineering technologies again.
Walk into a
and be
building.
like, yo.
You guys have never
What
been
up?
there.
no,
Oh,
we
sorry.
were
That
we were
was-
fake auditors for Seder Blue.
For
I
Seder
would
Blue.
love to go
We
look
could
at
go-
Has
that.
we
Seder
could
Blue
go
been
to-
hit?
Yes.
Good,
Seder
just
Blue
making
has
sure.
been hit.
Seder-
Didn't they also like they're
All
still
of the
like,
primary
on
ones
hiatus,
were hit
too.
They are.
except for new engineering, except for
Look,
net.
I'm looking for a
So
copter
shall we?
because I can drive
In
it.
I will let you know in because you have some parliamentary
A little, and
It-
I am specifically during this whole time where I'm like, I hate clerical work. This is I want to die, but every so often I'm just like, fucking Kensington. Like, and I'll see him across the way and be like, tonight you.
Soon, it's you're the cat
I'm
soon.
gonna shoot
make
you.
make an
from across the way.
investigation check.
Yeah, hell yeah,
All right.
I'm into it.
Natural 2.
Oh my god, you called it.
What?
I'm so good at this game.
God damn it.
How do you do
5.
He's cursed.
Nothing.
that? Yeah.
You're good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I.
You're too busy staring at Kensington.
Yeah, no, like
He
that's my
ate
whole thing.
Salad for lunch.
Like I kept, I ate salad for lunch and I look at Lord Kensington.
God.
Yeah, like that's
Well,
my
there's that.
I
that's
got
my
you.
argument. My argument is that I'm not super certain about this. I know Sailor Blue wasn't hit, but Sailor Blue was
Has
hit,
been hit.
but everything that wasn't net was hit.
May I ask really quick?
Yeah.
This industry, not industry, the place that we haven't been to. What kind of stuff do they do again? What's that technology?
It's like a
Steam technology.
yeah.
Would you be interested in upgrading the car? If we walked in and we were like, "Hey, this
Oh,
car needs an
always.
upgrade," you guys are secure because I've been hearing about these attacks.
Which car?
That
Your
kind
car,
of.
my car?
Always
Whose car?
accept.
There are
Always
two of them.
accept.
We just need a
always-
reason to walk
Always
in.
accept. I think that's. I
They
mean,
might-
on a personal level, we can totally use that,
Yeah.
but I
yeah.
think that's a weak alibi,
I agree.
considering if they're after
Mhm.
larger aims to where they're destroying
Yeah.
other vessels.
Well,
I think
we
that
could
the
be from the
idea would
union,
be
ask them if they
Sure.
feel appreciated
we're
in their workplace.
like weird ideas like hey, I'm looking for a car that shoots missiles. I
Well-
want to be James Bond.
Would they
But-
have heard of you from the race though?
It's not-
That's a
Me-
closed
Well, my
thing.
other question though,
It's
are
tough to
they
say if
a
they're
company
involved.
that does like private work, or are
Oh.
they like more industrial?
It's-
So
It's tough to say whether or not they're
Arthur.
involved with the frog or not.
That's what
I
I'm
think
concerned about
they're
too.
Treat them as an
involved with the
enemy.
frog.
Fucking frog.
Treat them as an enemy, view them as a friend, right? Like, try your best, get involved. If it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
fine. If it does, great.
Arthur. This company, what do we actually know about them?
New Engineering Technologies is a British-owned and run conglomerate. It is it has been founded in the last, let me see, 40 or so years. It was one of the first private organizations to run both analytical and difference engines.
Mm-hmm.
It has done a tremendous amount of work for the government. And
Oh, for the government.
Yes, that was their first
Oh.
major contracts were for information, communication, and military complexes. They have only recently, within the last 8 or 9 years, moved into private and consumer products. So their basis is in government contract work.
Are there any famous engineers or people who work for them that maybe we could have a contact with somewhere?
I have no particular contacts in their organization.
Would Belinda?
Belinda definitely would not,
Got it.
unfortunately.
Just to make sure.
No, it's worth
You
asking.
can have anybody who might.
They, no one in our circles have worked with New Engineering Technologies. We know that the Talbots have had some communication with them. We could reach out to the uncle, I suppose, or they do private work for landed gentry. So
Oh,
That
look, we
is-
have one of those. We have them.
Isn't this your lucky day?
I like to think every day is.
however,
Have
I
sexy,
would-
sexy car.
I would also note,
Genetic.
for and forgive me for overstepping my bounds.
Oh,
your
Don't fucking start with the other, I swear to Jesus Christ.
of Nazareth.
Oh, Nazareth, that very Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
well,
Oh,
in that
can we
case.
not?
Who the fuck are you?
Anyway,
Who's this English fuck?
the
I'm actively mocking.
Could you not?
what
Could you not?
what I would remind you is that the Camden estate does have their own technology holdings and companies.
Yes,
It
we
might
do.
cause quite the stir for you
I
to
do love a stir.
at your leisure, but I doubt your wayward uncle would be terribly
Even better.
pleased.
Even better.
Have
Maybe
fun.
he'll kick me out.
Now, do they have to be landed here, or is there a possibility that suggesting to them that they might want to branch outside of London would be enough to wet their whistle?
I'm unsure. I don't know where they stand as far as working with dignitaries from outside of London. They are first and foremost a company dedicated to gaining money and increasing influence. So I would suspect they would be open to
For
the
instance,
idea.
if they knew someone who could upgrade the boatmobile, and then it would everyone
Yes,
would see
with
it.
missiles.
I saw the tiny one shaking in her boots. I don't mean her. I
Right.
would throw
Yeah.
you in front of
Oh.
that. You've had enough family attention happening lately. You can breathe and
It-
unclench
I,
everything. I'm talking about
And she does.
part of my job to
The
go and-
Vatican.
yes.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Which is a good possibility. However, your position and title within the Vatican
officially,
is
yes. I'm talking about lying to them, darling. Keep up.
no.
Don't be fucking rude to Arthur. You're fucking new here. Don't start.
Yeah, don't you absolutely stop with Arthur. I
New
have put
here,
that-
but I've been a part of an organization like this far longer than any of you
And
children.
apparently they're all shitheads.
I've
like
put
you.
the man.
Jesus Christ.
I've put the man through enough. At least say please for once in your damn life.
I say please when I have to.
You would need a
Holy.
Appropriate
Also,
timing.
that punctuates my point.
Sorry, that was my Snapchat from
That was
earlier.
fantastic. Ugh.
Arthur, ignore the voices.
Maybe
Don't
you should
listen to the voices.
Maybe turn your sound off.
I did.
I'm hearing so many. You would need. They would work very hard to verify any background that you present to them. So,
It
I
would get us in the door, however.
I guess Uncle Tristan will just
Potentially.
have to be so horribly
yes,
disappointed
it is
in me.
it is a very good possibility. So,
Oh, Dan.
Arthur, I personally like the wigged girls' plans. I know. It's the wig. It's the wig.
well,
I
I
think
will
it makes
leave.
me look edgy.
I will leave you all to discuss this for the moment. And do also know we have what do we have? We have werewolf attacks, we have jewel heists, we have all sorts of fun things. So
Hi, Sir Ref, without one happening directly in front of us there.
perhaps you should create one, or the
I've got jewels all over my fucking house and no one's broken in to steal them yet.
yes. But have we told everyone that you have jewels?
Oh, I could wear them out. That'd be lovely.
Or perhaps we could get you some new jewels that are exceptionally fancy.
I do like
Or
exceptionally fancy.
perhaps are they special jewels?
Yes.
Jewels that perhaps appeal
And have
to
a tracker
those
in
who
them.
look for such things.
What
Not
jewels?
a tracker.
What jewels? What was type of jewels were they?
It's been very strange and specific. They haven't taken
Mhm.
everything from the houses. It's
Mhm.
been like smaller things that aren't going to be smaller valuables, no paintings or anything like that, no like vases.
Do these jewels have history? Antiques of some kind?
Do any of them have history? I did a lot of research on these fucking jewel heists.
They all come from Egypt.
No.
A mummy.
Nothing about the jewels themselves is connected.
Sometimes there's cash.
Roll a percentile for me.
Oh shit.
44.
Oh, what a
Like that
number.
good 44.
Mhm.
Got 4-4.
That good 44.
Okay. They are. Nothing from the saves.
Mhm.
So you know that they are public pieces. They are pieces that get worn and seen.
Mm.
And they
Perhaps we
robbed
should
some,
throw it
and they
back.
robbed some museums as well too.
Yes.
So they're things that everyone could see. Everyone would know
also-
this jewelry
And
exists.
the odd thing is that they're not just taking everything; they're only taking the most expensive. They're taking select things.
Mm-hmm.
Again, perhaps we should Ocean's 8 this shit and throw a gala.
Can
Oh,
I?
We
do
can wear
love a
fancy
good-
dresses.
This is
Oh my
very.
god! I could throw a party.
This is
Last thing
extraordinarily.
it's the last thing I want to do before I figure out how to make my uncle just kick me out of the family.
Throw a party
That's the
crowd.
goal.
It's extraordinarily specific. But can I, after taking a cursory glance at all of the items taken, all of the
Types?
events,
Is that it?
events attended, may I try to tell if any of them might have been, in just the slightest way, magical?
Oh,
Sure.
He could tell that. Yeah, I couldn't.
Make a
I see what you're going for.
Arcana check.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know it's vague. I
He's-
know it's vague.
He's like the only one who can do that, though.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got
It's
that magic
reasonable.
initiate thing.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
Forgot.
It's even then. It's a
Look, it's something better than
stretch.
nothing. Yeah.
It's a stretch. I'm just
Oof.
going on shit that I've
Zoink Scoob.
been told.
What is
it's
magic?
hard for.
No, nothing.
No.
Nothing makes you feel like that's.
You
terribly
didn't get a
magical.
tingle in your book?
Um,
I don't have a book. I just.
well,
Yet anyway.
while we
Wasn't
look at
given
the
a
next
present.
steps
Yes.
for our investigations this evening, we are going to take a break.
Mm.
So we will be back at say 9:40.
Mm.
Okay, that'll give us good 13 minutes. But so we'll see you guys in a few minutes. But until we come back, stay tuned.
with Trace. Yeah.
Hey, welcome
Hey.
back. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight we have
Eduardo.
Sean.
Courtney.
Sam.
Caitlin.
and this is the Lamplighters. It is our D&D 5e steampunk game using the Ultramodern system. And we are jumping back into, we've got an investigation day going. You guys have been pulling at some different threads, trying to find a sweater to unravel.
Every day.
Just half unraveling all of them, and they're all going to fall apart at the same time now.
That's how it always goes.
We're going to
Yep.
go in a few weeks, and suddenly, boom!
Robbery.
Jack the Ripper
Jack
is
the
the
Ripper.
thief, and he's using it to fund the frog. Did I figure it out? Did
And
I win
he's-
the game?
And the dogs are helping.
Thank you.
There
He's
it is.
also
A werewolf.
But
a member
one-
of the Lupine
But
Brotherhood.
one of them has to be a red herring that was just a totally normal occurrence in London.
It was-
Oh,
was
wait,
wolves.
hold on.
Yeah.
He's also Jareth.
Yeah.
Jerry is Jack the Ripper.
Yes.
Damn it.
Have we confirmed that none of them are?
Here we
in
go,
fact,
Cody. Did
Haley
we
Tubbs?
win?
Did we win? Is that how we win D&D?
You guys have won. We're done. All right, thank you, everybody.
Yay! Conspiracy theories for the win.
Have a lovely evening. Enjoy yourself.
We won't be back because
We're
we
gonna miss these
can't go
characters, but
better.
we won, so
Yeah,
there's nothing we can
yeah.
do about it.
So
'Cause that's the way it works, right?
that's
That's
Me
D&D.
glaring at home at everyone who tries to win this game.
You win by having fun with your
Listen.
friends.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're gonna
You
do.
survived
tonight.
this game. It's not.
By the way,
Yeah.
Cody.
Apparently never. This is the thing. Never try to win
No.
Yeah.
any RPG.
Mm-mm.
That's not what
It's
happens.
not a game you win, it's a game you play.
Yeah.
Also, you're not playing against the DM, you're playing with,
With
the
the
DM.
Yeah, yeah. It's a game. Look, is this the night where we give all the
Yeah.
D&D rules?
Yes.
And this is a good group for it.
Especially,
Yeah.
and let's be honest, if you are ever at this table, especially never play against this DM right here.
Did you see the thing in the backstage chat during break
no,
that
no.
one of our newer viewers dropped by and said?
What they
It was I
say?
tagged
It
you
was
in it.
really
That was
nice.
really
It
nice.
was
nice.
It was the DM is the best on Twitch. Great storyteller.
Oh, thank you. Oh
really
my,
nice.
That was really
That
sweet.
is-
I was like,
tremendous.
Right?
Now there's that to
Thank
fuel
you.
your second half today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 All right.
which by the way, we're starting with party planning.
Let's do something great. Okay, party planning.
Party planning and jewel shopping.
I just want to say, if I may,
Please,
Please.
yeah,
for
sure.
half a moment,
Speak on behalf of all of us.
I will speak on behalf of all of you.
Thank you.
Alright.
No, like,
Finally.
that is fuck you.
I've been fucking waiting. Talk for
Oh,
me, baby.
How dare you? That is the thing that I think separates you from a lot. Is that whenever we get into this world, we get into this specific London,
Mhm.
and we start going around, whether or not it's the accurate 1888 London or not. I know we get hung up on that a lot. I still feel overwhelmed with options, not just within the world itself. Like, well, I have the entirety of London to work with.
Right.
That's not what I'm working with. It's I have the entirety of a steampunk, Alan Moore-esque 1888 London to work with. I have all of this to go with, and I'm still overwhelmed. So,
Good.
to
Glad
be
you're
honest,
enjoying it.
you are a marvelous DM.
Thank you, my
You
friend.
better
Yeah.
stroke
Thank
that
you all.
ego. You
Stop.
better.
So yes,
mm.
I'm stroking your ego, and now
I love it. So sweet.
prove it.
Ah.
Nailed it. Way to stick the landing, man.
Good.
So how does jewel shopping go?
Yeah.
Okay,
What do you guys? Let's
Yeah.
back up.
Let's back up to the plan.
What do you want to accomplish this evening? You can do like rounds or watching the parks or watching for thefts. We can explore new engineering technologies. I know you want to do some party planning,
We
like
can probably
announcement.
like throw the party
We
until
can announce the party.
Hey,
But next
it's-
week Megan's gonna be back and she's a lord who should maybe be there.
She's a lady.
She's
What
like
is-
a lady, sorry,
Right,
landed
but-
gentry.
In order to create a splash,
Yes.
right? It would be better to be announced and
Mhm.
have other.
What the thought was
Yes.
Was that I co-host it with my dear beloved Orchid.
Okay.
It's like a splash before she goes back to university.
Okay. Sure.
Is
Absolutely.
she the right age for an official
Mm-hmm.
coming out party?
She-
She's
too
had
old.
one.
She's
She's had
too
hers.
old.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Making
It's not. Yeah. It's not.
No,
it
it's
wouldn't
just-
be.
It's more of like a splash.
It
Just
wouldn't
like
be a
like party.
coming out party. They are.
Because
There
your debutante
are.
ball is like 15, 16.
Right. There are occasional later like societal balls that have been developed in this odd sort of steampunk world because you do have more women attending university.
Yeah.
And not rather than getting married, so they have to be reintroduced
Mm-hmm.
to society in a way to try to garner interest in them to be married.
Okay.
The
She's also
other-
old now.
It's also the 1800s. We're also horribly bored. There's nothing to do
Right.
but go to parties and wave at ships.
And
Yes.
seances.
Yeah.
Seances at parties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Private parties and
Effie's
shit.
done some fake ones of
Oh
those.
shit. So the
Good
other thing
scam.
that I had mentioned, I don't know if that was something that we could still apply to this. She's an engineer, right? She's going to school for it. I should
Orchid
say.
is. Yes.
Orchid is.
Yeah.
So she should be building some type of technology. Maybe she wants to reveal something like that as well.
You'd have to talk to her about
Yes, and
Um,
that's something that
that.
is a possibility as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
That just to pull in the technology crowd as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
Kind of a
Yeah. I
female
mean,
engineer, females.
Also,
going-
like,
all that.
the gentry do love pretending that they understand things that they don't understand.
it's true. It's true. I mean that you are looking for different ways to present eligible
Mm-hmm.
women, right? And so one of those would be to show off their ability. Her like she went to college.
Prowess, yeah.
What'd she go for? Like
Absolutely.
was it
Yeah.
worth her not getting married? Let's prove it.
Yeah.
So that is a I imagine that would be a thing that would have developed in this sort of time.
So party planning, hopefully, we'll
Yes.
see how
Okay.
she goes. And then the other thing I was suggesting was to go and look at the new, what is it? I keep forgetting the name
New
of this place. New engineering,
Technology.
at least to be able
Net. It's just net.
to scope the place, I
Skynet.
guess.
Skynet.
Oh no.
Not yet.
That's their aeronautics division.
Which it might be theirs. We're
Maybe.
looking for a copy.
I'm excited for Skynet.
Yes.
Is that something that you guys are interested in doing? The new, just
I don't
scoping
think-
it
I
out,
think
maybe?
If it means that in the future we can find and kill Jareth Adams, then yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
always.
So I believe those
I'm
are our
interested
plans
in
for the rest of
any
the
course of action that leads to us finding and killing.
I'm
Jareth
telling
Adams.
you. Whoop.
It's Jack the Ripper.
I think, yeah, I think that legitimately.
That Jack the Ripper is Jareth Adams.
Stop. No.
No.
Stop this.
Listen,
Jareth
I've
Adams, Jack
I've
the
forever been a
Ripper.
fan of the theory that Lewis Carroll was Jack the Ripper. Have you heard this?
I
Because
don't
he
think I
I
like
d-
it.
I
it's my
don't-
favorite thing, and there's a lot of stuff behind
I
it.
don't
It's
heard
not
that.
just a wild,
we'll
awful
cover
little
that
thing.
later.
Yeah.
I
want
don't
it to be that.
I've heard this
Like,
rumor,
I-
and the thing is, I
I'm
don't
bored.
think it's true.
I'm
I think
bored.
it was just some rando.
I don't think it's true either. I just
Uh,
like in this world that it might be. We don't know that
Sure,
yet.
whatever Cody wants to make it, that's canon.
Maybe. Oh my
but-
God, Jareth Adams is Lewis Carroll. who
Stop
is
this.
Jack the Ripper.
Who is a werewolf? Who is?
But
Cody's gonna leave.
Jareth
yeah.
Adams was the friends you made along the way.
Spoiler alert!
Oh.
Spoiler alert! They are all secretly Cesare Borgia.
I'm dying right
Sheriff
now.
Adams was Thomas the whole time.
How could you betray me like this?
Question.
Um,
Are you
All
going
right.
with Thomas this time in tow, or are you going by yourself to see your
I'm
cousin?
not going to the house. I was gonna ask
I was
her
like,
to
we're
meet
gonna
me
send-
somewhere. I don't
Okay.
want to talk
For
to.
high tea.
I don't want to talk to Tristan. It's that thing where you reject your step parent and start calling them like aggressively by their first name.
Mhm.
I'm calling him Tristan now.
He's not your real fake dad.
He's not my real fake dad.
No,
He's not my real uncle.
I know.
Wow.
Um,
So it's 10 in the morning?
So many layers.
Let's say 11 still?
Sure,
We
11.
talked for a little
Yeah,
bit.
we have. We'll give it 11 noonish.
She'll probably meet
You guys can send word to Orchid.
Yeah.
It is for her. It's like a day trip.
Yeah.
So
She can meet up like tomorrow.
yeah, so that would be
'Cause
fine.
She's like cool.
Yeah, and if you're going to
It's a sleepover. Just come to your
I mean,
place.
she can stay at the house. if you want.
yeah, you can send
Yeah.
Telegram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thomas is there.
Through the
Same.
you send the telegram.
Mhm.
It is
Hello.
met with a reply. And shortly thereafter,
Yeah.
you sort
Hell
of
no.
hunch down, give you the thing.
That's a sleepover.
She has to bring one of the boys with her
Mhm.
as a chaperone.
Mhm.
And Uncle Tristan would like to know which one you prefer.
Oh
Is she
God.
gonna send me another one?
No.
That was my second thought. You don't have to whisper to me. I got it. I got context.
Fear.
Ooh. Let's see. Do we want the quiet one who is all business sense, or the one who doesn't talk to anyone but could be cooler with this?
Which one would you want with the party?
Neither.
Neither, but
Which
Of
one?
the two.
Also, which one do I want to marry? Neither. That's what he wants.
at the party. Just at the party. One day
Two-
at a time. Marriage.
Does Sebastian?
Make-
Sebastian?
Make a
Does Sebastian seem? Did he seem like a drag, or was he just kind of weird? Because he wasn't super chatty. Neither of them were.
give me a history check.
Okay.
DM daddy.
Not good, my dude.
No.
It's a spicy 6.
Okay.
I haven't done my thing for today.
Oh yeah, do your thing for today.
That's better.
I'll swap that out.
You wanna swap it out?
This will be a 2,
Great.
and
haven't done
that'll
mine
be a
either.
21.
21.
Nice.
So this is a 2
Well.
now.
Great.
I forgot. Mine.
Couple of things to think about.
Yes.
Sebastian was not creepy.
No, not
He
like,
was just a little standoffish.
yeah.
He's not.
Neither of them were super chatty. Period.
Matthew was more
Once I
when
got
you
him talking about the business.
when
yeah,
you
but-
talk about things Matthew likes, he talks about them. He's not tremendously well socialized,
Yeah.
I would say. Sebastian, you spent the least amount of time with
I
Sebastian.
did.
So you have the sort of the toughest read on him, to be fair, because you kind of talked to everybody else at least once.
Yeah.
Sebastian, you just
Yeah.
you didn't really get
Yeah.
to. The other thing to think about is this: to throw a successful soiree,
Mhm.
to get the type of people to show up that you would want to make a splash,
Mhm.
you probably need Tristan to help you invite people.
That's fine.
The,
I just want him to come into town right now.
That which is fine. It has not been suggested that he is coming
Yeah.
into town, but whatever brother and Orchid come, they're going to tell him, and he will help you. But this is a
I just,
staying on
I
his
want
good
the
side.
chiller one because, like, at least
Matthew?
one or more of my friends will likely be around.
Of course, they both. You don't really know much about
I
Sebastian.
don't.
You know that Matthew is the more
Is that
business oriented.
Yeah.
Freaks out.
The other thing I will say with your 21 history,
Yeah.
Lucy and the Thanet house
Yeah.
can help, but they don't have as high a standing immediately
Yeah.
as Tristan would.
Yeah.
So, which brother would you like? They will be coming tomorrow, and they will be staying for the weekend.
That's fine.
So you will be hosting cousins.
You can always
Oh, I just love to host a cousin.
you can always roll dice on it too if
I
you
might.
are uncertain. Evens and odds. I mean,
Yeah.
that might just make it easier for you.
I might. Well, do you have an opinion?
Yes, Thomas.
I do not.
You gestured at me like you had an opinion.
Always.
Would you like to share it?
Not in this particular instance, no.
Gesture like you had an
I
opinion.
don't like whatever that insinuation is.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do highs and lows. I
Okay.
prefer highs and
Ooh,
lows. for
yeah.
All right.
Highs Matthew because he's older.
Hey,
All
nice.
the sense.
A 14.
Matthew.
That's Matthew.
That is Matthew.
What an invitation you sent.
I'm hungry, apparently.
You want some
Apparently.
I'm okay, thank you, though.
Water.
Yeah, Matthew.
Okay. You send word that you would prefer Matthew. They will arrive tomorrow, which is the 9th.
And you're just spending them days. Not against it, just writing it down.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do on the 8th? There
we
was mention
wanna
of jewel
try-
shopping.
Oh, that's right.
There was do you want to do anything at night? Do you want to go to
I'm hanging with
to
Thomas
New Engineering
today
Technologies?
to,
You guys,
to Effie's.
you don't have to
I'd
end the
like
day
to-
there. Is what
we
I'm suggesting.
can do something and then maybe we can either park hop or or
Did
check
he
out,
mention if
check
they?
out the technology.
Did he
Well,
mention if he was the only person who was going through Pledge Week right now? Basically,
who?
the Frenchman.
He didn't. No, we didn't ask him.
Fuck. Is he
I
still
don't
I'd
around?
like
I
to
don't
go
even
through New Engineering Technologies.
What he has explained is that,
Definitely that.
the people that are interested
Mhm.
seek out the rumors, and if they can find the right woman in the right park at the right time.
We could just go woman.
What a
hunting.
mission.
I
Like,
don't like that insinuation.
no,
Well, she
because
could be
if someone
attacked.
else is hunting for women
Yes,
right
I
now,
know.
yeah,
I
we
understood
could
your
save them.
I understood your
Okay,
implication.
just making
that
sure.
didn't mean I hated it less.
Okay, I'm trying to save them.
Okay.
Well, we could start the day researching this new place,
Right.
going there.
You still have time to go to New Engineering,
Yeah.
and then
And then night
At night.
stalking.
night stalking.
A light
I
night
hate
stalking.
that as well.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
insinuation
I would
I
ask
could just
Arthur
go
for the
steal that.
address.
Right.
Sure.
Do they have multiple buildings? Or...
New Engineering Technologies has a main building complex. They also have a factory that is just on the outskirts.
Ooh.
Also,
Also a factory.
yeah, toward south end, let's say south east area of London.
Factory. Do we want to go to the main building first? Yes.
They do have some interior offices, like
I'm looking for a job. Nope. That's not what I'm gonna do.
I'm here to bless your factory.
While I'm out sending messages,
That's all I've
after
got.
after I get the hey, they're gonna be here tomorrow. I'd like to send a note to my house to let them know to get things ready for that because it's kind of just been me living there for a few months and Effie don't give a fuck.
mhm.
Fair.
Well done.
Good save.
You were gonna get me on that, weren't you, Cody? I see it in your eyes.
I see it in your
I
eyes.
hadn't
Pile
thought
of
about
wigs,
it,
a
but
pile
sure.
of dresses, just.
Hide my shit. Sophie, hide all of my things. Sophie, hide everything I own, but somewhere I can find it. Don't hide it too good.
Hide it and make me a list.
A list
Okay.
of jewelry. A jewelry list.
Thanks, Sophie. Thanks, Nigel. XOXO. Gossip Duchess.
Good.
Should we go
Oh
jewelry
boy.
thing first?
You play with me willingly every week.
I know.
Should we
I
go
enjoy
jewelry
it.
thing first, or do we want to go straight to the new?
How late do they open? Do they keep like office hours? Because
They-
shops are open later than
9 to
offices.
5.
They
True.
would probably keep office hours.
So office
Shops
hours.
are open later. We could do
Got
that
it.
later.
Okay. You guys head southeast. Are you taking
I'm not.
are you taking a car? If so, which car?
The one that fits 5.
The
Got-
Pokemobile?
I was gonna say we have the holy
Oh, right.
vehicle,
True.
Pokemobile.
which will draw less attention than the racer one or the Kensington one. I think right now, it's probably.
My car cannot fit all of
Yeah,
us.
no,
My
At
let's-
car
this
has 2
particular
seats.
moment, that
I will
would
take
actually
us.
be correct.
I will take us.
We have to take the Pokemobile.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have to take the Pokemobile.
Well, and if we wanted to upgrade
You
something,
can
Well, no,
also
I
the
would like to note that it looks very humble and unassuming, just black from the outside, but inside, no, it didn't it?
Oh,
I thought you said
Lord.
it did because we talked about it had like red.
No, it's
interior.
white.
Oh, it's white. Fine, white,
what
whatever.
a car.
Yeah.
But
It's a
inside, it's all
Pokemobile.
like red leather seats.
Yeah.
Sexy.
And fucking blinged out on
It's
the inside.
white, gold, and red.
There it is. Yeah, thank
Just
you.
bottles of holy
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
When we're on our way out to the car.
Are you proficient in land vehicles?
I am actually.
You are.
I can drive my own car.
I
Okay.
can drive it for up to 6 minutes.
Oh Lord.
She can fake her way through driving it.
I can. It's incredible.
right, yes. I can drive my car.
While we're on the way out to the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna hold you back for just a second. Yeah. Got something to show you, but I don't think I trust Her Holiness with it.
Well,
If you
Her
catch my
Holiness can
meaning.
deal with it.
Like, maybe
Absolutely.
not now, but later. Because they're gonna come in, figure out what. I wonder why we're not getting in the fucking car. Because we're actively leaving right now.
Are you guys okay back there?
Be just a moment!
Okay.
What is it you've got? Show me my dog.
I'm gonna just flip open the top.
Show me the car.
I'm just gonna flip open the top of my satchel and show you that there's a book. It's not the Necronomicon.
I can tell that. Do you want me to?
So I just, if you're gonna have to take time with it, I think not now.
Well, I'll take care of it, I guess.
Do you have somewhere to put it? Does it need to live in the back?
I can take care of it.
All right.
Light
I
reading.
It shouldn't be too big of a problem.
I don't
What is
really know.
this?
I don't know what it is, but I got it in Arkham, and I don't really know that I trust anybody else with it.
What is this?
Burmese.
Burmese mystery. All right.
Dear me.
I'm not super certain what Burmese means, but the Burmese mysteries. All right. Yeah,
I don't.
I'll take a look at it for you.
Yeah, I found it when I was buying all your poetry, but it's something different, I think.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much, my darling. You know how much I can deal with these things, you know, right?
I do. Unfortunately.
All right. And let's call this a day.
This is such a sexy car.
I know.
I love looking in it.
Come,
Isn't it?
come on, they're gonna start yelling.
All right, let's get on our way.
All right. Into the Pope Mobile you guys go. Down to the new engineering technologies. Time roughly, let's say 3 o'clock.
Cool.
About 3 o'clock, you guys arrive. It,
Source.
there is a large, yeah,
When you drink a liquid that you're not expecting.
yep. There is a large double smokestack. It's billowing steam, and there is, even just around the complex, the smell of machinery, of factory work, of oil and grease, and the dirtier sort of grime of steampunk. And you can see there are coal cars and coal sort of crates and things that are being loaded into the factory. There are conveyor belts and workers moving around. There is a large sort of fence that runs around the perimeter of the place. As you guys pull up, there is a guard at the door who sort of waves for you to stop and comes over. Excuse me there. Where you all think you're going?
You're driving.
I think I'm going down the road, but you seem to have other opinions.
Well, do you have are you on the list?
Well, I don't think surprise inspections are necessarily supposed to be on the list, are they, darling? But I can see you're doing very well at your job. I shall put a note in my file about you, Mr.
Make a deception check.
Yes, you better decept. I'm feeling it.
God, please, yes. Ooh,
Yes, 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 yes.
18.
Yep, Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson. Will you write that down, please, to
Oh,
whoever's in the
yes,
passenger
I've
seat?
got it. Jackson, yes.
He does put down that he was quite excellent in his execution of protecting the premises. However, his manner is slightly lacking, but I'm willing to waive that off based on the fact that you are so clever.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
ma'am.
you all, who are you from?
Who are we from?
Right, you said you were doing an inspection, right? But what sort of inspection you doing?
On personnel. You haven't heard that there's been a lot going on in many of the technology departments here in London.
Mhm.
However,
Mhm.
your company wants to make sure that none of their people are thinking of robbing them from the inside as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
Trying to keep everybody safe.
Tell me, sir, have you received offers from any rival technology companies?
Nope, can't say I
Are
have.
you quite sure?
I'm quite sure. Yep, yep.
All right, good. Another note next to his
Noted.
name. Fabulous.
Yes, very good. Yes.
Lean
Yeah,
up
good.
on the back seat.
Good. She rolls down the back window. Like there's a gear that does it from the front, so you can just lean out your window.
It rolls down as I'm speaking.
It's a
Just
sunroof,
tips.
actually. She just stands up.
All of these are good pictures.
Yeah, every one of them.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Choose your own mental image.
Right. But I still haven't heard like what agency or group or like
Again,
who's your
Darling,
point of
we're-
contact.
we're freelancers and we were hired from within.
Oh, right, but like hired by who so I can call ahead, let them know you're coming.
not
I'm not
understand
in this car, am I?
You are.
You do
are.
not
I am
understand
in-
what anonymous
I
means.
just
Management doesn't want them
immediately-
to know.
What? No, but but
I
that's
immediately.
I gotta tell them you're coming, otherwise they're gonna fire me.
I immediately, as this is all occurring, as we're in this car, we go. Now, my sir, this is Section 6. Do you know Section 6?
Well,
That is entirely
Make a
debatable.
deception
You
I'm
said
check.
we don't know Section 6, so no one knows Section 6.
Hell yeah.
I taught you something.
Yeah. All right.
All
What
right,
is
all
it?
right, all
All right. All right. Unnatural 20.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell
Oh, right, okay, yeah, Section 6.
Right.
course,
This is
right,
Section
yeah.
6. Now, if you do not understand Section 6, that is entirely understandable. Our mission is entirely
Uh-huh.
difficult to comprehend. However, Section 6 operates on a different level. You understand.
yeah,
now,
no,
if you
right,
and I
right, yeah,
would have
yeah.
a conversation just off to the side here, my compatriots will take care of
Well,
whatever they
no,
need to take care of.
you're fine. We're good.
Hmm.
I just gotta know like who hired you so that I can put it in the logs. You see, I've got.
Hired
Well,
us.
you said you was hired to do inspection.
From the
Who
inside.
hired us?
Yes.
Now, that is entirely. Are you
1 second.
During our investigation of the things, did we find out if there were CEOs, owners? I know we talked about engineers that we didn't
Okay.
know.
Yes. Make an investigation check for
Okay.
me.
Ooh. Investigation. Do math, Eduardo. 12.
12. There is a president of the company. You don't know any of the shareholders of the company. There is a president that is a Jonathan Wilkins.
And do we know if he's the kind of person who would be in the office casually or not?
He
Probably the
is.
person who's interested in finding out if
Who's stealing
Yeah, I'm just
stuff.
hoping
Yeah.
he's not someone who's really there
You
because
think the
then they're
president
going
doesn't
to.
hang
Yeah,
down his office?
I mean, this day and age, maybe.
He is known for being a.
He's hands on.
He is very hands-on.
Yeah.
He is known as being a bloodhound shark sort of CEO
Ooh.
since he took over as
Because it's been
CEO.
40 years or something.
Yeah, I mean they've been 40 years, but only he's the one that made them start to do
The engine.
consumer products.
Oh.
He's been there about 10 years.
Smart.
He made big changes, moved them into the public sector,
Got it.
and started buying up smaller companies. So he is a hands-on, vicious businessman.
He's known for being vicious.
Yes.
I would whisper but loudly, Wilkins, correct?
Mm.
And
Yes, but he also wanted it kept anonymous, that he himself was looking in on his
Oh,
people.
my.
He did not want
Oh,
this on
ye-
the books. He did not.
Oh.
You should know that about him. You
How
think
would-
that his
How
people.
would you feel if you knew that your boss was suspecting
Oh,
you and the people
no.
you work with of subterfuge?
I feel very uncomfortable already.
Mm.
You should, sir.
Can I
Unless
have?
you-
She made a
Unless-
deception check.
Unless
You started.
Unless it's something. Unless
I'll give
have
you
something to
advantage.
hide.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Well, I helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the advantage.
Yeah.
She asked because my
I'll give you
deception's so
deception
high.
or persuasion.
That's good, yeah. That's fair.
Ooh.
the whisper.
My deception's plus 14. Why don't
Nice.
I?
I know, I don't know.
It's because you're in the driver's seat. I could have fake driven for 6 minutes. We stop around the corner and I get it. And then all my hit die are gone, so if we find anything, we're all fucked.
And also we have the image of you
Not
in
a
3 different
520.
places. Like she's everywhere, just talking out the car.
He listens to you guys. He writes down some notes in his logs, but with that, you talk your way past.
Yeah.
As we're driving back, I'm like, we may have to apprehend that logbook on our way out. I'm certain that it's not beyond you at all.
When we're driving away, can I take a glance? Is there anybody else there with him? Or is it just him in like the booth, the entranceway?
It looks like the booth is big enough for maybe 2. There was nobody there at the moment. There's
Okay.
probably somebody doing like rounds or checking another gate, like
Sure.
doing something.
So it doesn't look heavily guard. I mean, it's a workplace.
It's a workplace.
They just
yeah.
needed a gate check essentially.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Because they don't have guns in that time period, as they would have clubs or whatever as security guards. What would they have?
I don't know. In this one, y'all walking around with
We're
like guns
packing,
strapped to
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So as heavily
I'm not
armed
hiding
as
shit,
you
you're
all
right.
travel, I feel like that has to inform how heavily armed
Yeah.
everyone in the world
Cool. Just
is
wanted
or
to
is not.
check with that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You got it. So you guys make your way up the road. The factory is not far from the gate, but it does sort of have its own driving path up. There is sort of a split. You can see one path leads around the back towards more of the warehouse manufacturing side. And then the offices, those are sort of to your left. The offices, and looks like that front section is where more of the business people and design team and things like that. That part of the building is sort of off around to your right.
Mhm.
Which direction would you guys like to go?
I think we should avoid the offices since we are claiming names. That's just my thought process. We need to park the car somewhere inconspicuous, maybe.
We need to
Not too
back
far
the car
away.
in so that if we have to haul ass,
Yes.
we can just haul ass.
Absolutely.
I'd like to find a
Where-
spot I can back into.
Where
So-
would be the?
It
So-
takes longer to back into a space than it does to pull in and back out later.
Yes, but later to pull out quickly for being chased, it is faster.
We're
to
not
just
in a
drive.
rush.
We're
Right?
not
And we
in a
have
hurry
been
right now.
let in.
Yeah, we're not in a hurry right now. We might be when we're
Listen.
escaping.
So I'd like to look for where the company cars are.
Like what you can see from this sort of Y.
Yes.
The
Oh, yeah, that's right.
average, the carriages, things like that, the modes of transportation people probably use to get in here, those are parked to the front. Anything that goes around the warehouse side, you are looking at like large wagons, tractors.
That would
looks like-
actually cover
and-
us, wouldn't it?
potentially, yeah, but it's also not a place where cars get parked.
Mhm.
Mm.
So if it is
And you
walking by
can you
distance.
can see there is a independent railway on the back side
What?
of this warehouse. Because there are no like 18 wheelers in the time,
All right.
the best way to transport large heavy goods is via train. So
So they have like a little personal stop, huh?
yeah, it's an industrial stop.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
private rail that they probably connect into a main line
And
later
that's
down
Does
down the line.
Does a main train line run
Main train line.
where in relation to the Thames?
You're
does
south of the
The
Thames,
train run. No, I'm talking about the tracks. Where do they run
all over.
in relation to the Thames? Like
Oh,
if Frog was there, could they drop him off of a thing into the Thames while the train
Maybe.
is going?
You suspect there probably are places
Yeah.
where that could happen.
Hobo
I-
jump, but like into the water.
Yeah.
I think just for safety's sake and to move it forward, let's go at the end of whatever line of cars we might see that's closest towards the rails.
Okay.
And back into it.
Mhm.
So we have a
Yeah.
way. Is that a work with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Sure.
that's what I would suggest as Lucio.
Okay.
Park,
So-
park amongst the cars like you belong there.
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So yeah, you guys park up among the cars. You back in, no problem. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to get out.
Mhm.
And with the pad that I magically have now, paper and pen, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got
Sure.
like a notebook. We've been fake auditing
Yeah.
before.
I would like to
She's got
write
fake glasses,
down.
like
Yeah. I would like to pretend. We're gonna see how this goes.
Mhm.
To write down information about the cars or the
Okay.
carriages, or
Sure.
so that way I'm still looking around.
maybe actually
Yeah.
write them down just in case.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
like in case we gotta see if these cars are showing up.
Sure.
Sure, do an investigation check just to gather what information
Yeah.
you can on those different cars and carriages and things like that.
14.
14. Yeah, there's a few of them. There's not a ton. You get the feeling most people probably have to like commute and walk in. Only probably like high-end executives. There's only
And this is not near the offices, correct?
this is on the office
Okay,
side.
good. Good to know.
Yeah, there's only maybe 5 actual autos, one duo auto, and then there are a few carriages, probably like 8 or so.
None from the races.
No,
Okay.
no,
Not
nothing,
the company car.
Yeah.
nothing that looks that powerful. These are far more general. Nothing quite as ostentatious. One of the autos does look custom made. And you can see custom new engineering technology parts on a lot of the autos, but they seem to be
Not like the heavy, not the engines, and like
yeah,
little
it's,
side things, I guess.
they're definitely post-production modifications.
Oh,
So
okay.
they were not manufactured with these. Looks like people bought these cars and then CEOs or executives and different designers and things got access to parts and pieces early.
If I may, just for steampunk aesthetic
Of
reasons.
course.
The one auto custom car, what does that look like?
Most of the other auto custom cars and the ones that you guys see around the town frequently are higher off the ground, larger wheel, heavy spring suspension sort of. They're much closer in look to an open air carriage, very much
Mm.
like what you'd think of an old Model T,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
The custom ones tend to be longer, like your Pope Mobile has a
Right.
second row of seats, sits lower to the ground. The engines tend to be more open air, just from raw heat and
And we're thinking
overheating.
brassy, pipey.
Yes, very brassy, very pipey. The sleekness of this one, for the probably the most expensive one,
Mhm.
sort of has a deep navy color. It looks like the paint was probably mixed in with flecks of bronze.
So this aesthetically looks different.
Yes, yeah.
Because everything's black or
every
brown or
everything else is sort of
Canvasy.
yeah. This was a custom job. This was
nice.
custom
Okay.
made, very specifically for whoever ordered it. It is a 4-seater. It's got a rear engine on it, which
interesting.
is it's not a huge engine. You guys can sort of see it's kind of open air, not not tremendously powerful. It's not a racing engine, but it is put in the back, and what you can kind of see just from like the vents on the windshield and over the small hood that it is designed to let airflow in. So it's designed to keep whoever's riding in it cooler than having a front mounted engine, because then
Interesting.
all that heat and steam
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
blows on
Yeah.
you. So they put them in the back for more comfort.
Is there any specific emblem for this company?
Yes, there is. There's an NET that sort of overlaps
Skynet.
and mirrors. Yeah,
Bring it down.
flattens into each other.
It-
Yeah, one of
Cool, cool.
those sort of
Thank
deals.
you.
It is on the custom car,
Mhm.
and you see it on other sort of parts
Yeah.
for different things like hubcaps and wheels and things like that.
Well, I would like to not get too close to it,
Sure.
but observe what I can, write down whatever I
Mhm.
can, make note of the different cars and carriages and all that stuff. that's what I'm doing. Just
Yeah.
to let you guys know.
What are you guys up to while he is scouting the vehicles?
How many entrances and exits can I see into the building?
Main entrance along the front looks to have its own set of doors. Looks like it's a 2-story office area. The warehouse behind it, probably only 1 story or 1 story with some scaffolding up above it because it's the same height. Along the back, as you're walking in, there are a bunch of entrances in and out of the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
About every 30, 50, 60 feet, there's either a set of doors or like a big barn door for like heavy stuff to come in and out of. And you can see that they have like those smaller cars, sort of like those little like coal cars
Yeah.
you would think of, but those can get like pushed up to the like a loading dock height.
Mhm.
They dump stuff in them and then they'll wheel them out and
Right.
get them over by the train, and it'll get craned up onto the small train and then taken out. So warehouse side, tons of entrances and exits. They are just everywhere.
Mhm.
And you can safely assume there's some sort of entrance or exit from the office into the warehouse. But as far as getting in and out of the office directly, you see like 1.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye out for people.
There are a lot of workers around.
Keeping an eye out for people that look like they're gonna come and be like, "What are you
Nobody yet.
doing?" Cool.
There are the people working like the shipping part of the yard
Yeah.
that are moving those crates and things that we talked about. There are people that are getting those empty things loaded up and bringing them over. Like all of that sort of business is happening. As far as like the office side, not a lot
Hmm.
of people at the moment.
Mhm.
Yes.
How far away are the train tracks?
Well, there are smaller tracks all along the warehouse
That's
yard.
Yeah, but yeah.
So the warehouse is deep, probably 500 feet
Woof.
or so, but at least, yeah, like a football field. So long.
And
So
we can't see inside of it. We can only see the entrances.
there are walls.
Or they're like
there
big
are some
gates.
There,
or,
there are
not
some big
gates.
like barn doors. You can see inside a little bit. You guys are kind of at a distance. If you got closer, you could
Yeah,
look
yeah.
inside it, no problem. Behind, from the building to the train tracks, I would say that is another 100 feet
From where we are to there.
from where
Yes.
600
That's
feet.
600, yeah.
Cool. Got it. I just start meandering over that way casually
Okay,
without cutting through the warehouse. I'd like to go around.
yeah. So you're going along the outside.
Yes.
There are people out there working and
Fine.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you sort of take off around to the left, where. What would you guys like to do? Where's everybody else going?
Once I'm done with the cars, I will join everyone
Yeah,
else.
I don't want to go.
I know
that
it's
way.
gonna
didn't
take
wanna
me.
I was gonna say I don't want to go so
It's
far
gonna
away that
take
they
me a
can't.
minute.
I just want to start meandering that way. I don't want to go so far away they can't see or hear, or I can't hear if someone screams. Or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start to
Yeah.
make your way
Looking for
back.
a train schedule posted somewhere, basically.
Okay.
We
Make
have to hobo jump and hide on this train. I'd like to know when and
Oh,
how long
God.
we have.
make an investigation check at disadvantage.
Cool.
I like as the shuttle runs between these.
Well,
time
one was a
signs.
natural 20, so
Woof.
fuck you, sir.
Oh wait, compelling. Oh, you have to be able to hear me, I guess.
I didn't go super
Yeah.
far.
Have you
but-
rolled your compelling directive?
I did. It's what did you get?
For investigation?
The die
A
itself.
3.
I got a 12. So I'll use one of those.
Thanks, it'll be a 13.
Maybe over there.
It'll be a 13.
So now yours is a
Perfect.
yes.
This is turned
That'll
into
be
a 3.
13.
A
Thank you.
13.
I have that
Yes.
as well. You swap it.
Perfect. Good to know.
So you could make me fail something later if you wanted to. Yes.
I gave
You
Jeremiah out one once.
what you
He gave me an out one.
He
Yeah.
deserves it.
what you figure out is that there is no posted train schedule.
Mm-hmm.
There is a sort of train yard past the warehouse. So they operate on their own schedule. So when they're ready to load something,
Yeah.
the foreman directs them to bring up the train.
Got it.
So it is at the rate of work.
Okay.
There may be a schedule on like some of the foreman forms
Because
and
they've got to know when
clipboards.
the actual trains are also going, so if they're merging with or if they're using the same tracks.
Well, they seem to have
some
their
point.
own train.
The whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have
I
their
mean,
own track the whole way through.
not their own track
Yeah, but I'm
necessarily.
saying for sharing track, you still have to know every other train's schedule.
Right,
Yeah.
but they don't have a posted
Good,
train
good.
schedule because there is no commuter train. There are no
Yeah,
public trains
It's all just
back here.
Yes.
Back
The
here
train
is
goes
just
when they want it to.
yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but you said it merged later with the other tracks,
which is
so that's what I was trying to figure out. If they
yes.
did it, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure
it's
out.
and those tracks they merge with are not nearby.
Yeah.
So we're not close enough at the moment to actually see if there's a train on the station because that's in the back, right?
You can look down 600 feet.
I'm not close enough, but
Yeah, you can look down 600 feet. They have one engine which is lined up. Looks like they're very slowly loading a. You're not sure what sort of pieces or crates, but they are slowly loading things onto a train.
and it's only 3 p.m, so if they're gonna do anything suspicious, it'd be later.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm assuming by the time she's done with that, I'm at least halfway through.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
No. Yeah. You're good. You've got your notes. You're pretty much done.
Okay.
What else would you guys like to do as you're looking around?
I'm gonna keep with the facade. I would probably go up to a worker.
Okay.
And ask them, oh, what's the schedule like today? Is everything working fine? And obviously, a lower end, not gonna
Yeah.
really ask this
The
random brown
president's
guy.
Yeah,
accidentally,
no,
you're
the-
like, so how's things?
Wait a second. Hello.
Um,
Who am I?
he looks at you and he kind of looks you up and down and he's like, yeah, no, it's going great. Just moving along. And he looks at his buddy who's like who has been helping him load stuff
Mm.
and
I'll sign off.
gives him like a oh, we gotta go.
Oh.
Sort
Okay,
of
gentlemen.
We have you on a tight schedule today, gentlemen.
No, ma'am, it's a very good schedule, very
Mm.
very functional, happy schedule.
May I insight check?
Sure.
Yeah, like,
He said
I
happy
was gonna
schedule.
say, is it a happy schedule? Is it really?
Do you want to join me on this, or
Yeah,
how's?
can we just both insight?
Yeah,
Helping
that's
with
fine.
an insight check is weird.
Yeah,
Sure,
it's
you can
strange.
both.
Ooh, I didn't roll well.
18 for me.
I got a 10.
Happy schedule.
What I will say is it is it's a little hard to tell. Here's the deal. You clearly he's a little nervous. You're not sure if he's nervous because he is a like peon worker and somebody came up and started asking him about his schedule, like,
Mm.
are you happy working? He's like, yeah, I love working, love my job. Or is it
Suspicious.
these guys are weird, we
Mm.
should not talk to them, we will get in trouble? You're not sure. You know that you've made him uncomfortable, but you don't know why
Okay.
he is uncomfortable because it could very easily be nope, love my job, love
Mm.
loading stuff.
Is your division unionized, sir?
I don't
Yes.
I don't know what that word means,
Not
ma'am.
unionized.
No,
Unionized. You
That's
should at
that's
the very.
concerning to me.
Yes.
oh
Not
well,
that you don't know that you're not unionized.
oh I
There's no need to be nervous.
I've got to write down the name of this place.
Larry, they told us not to talk about that.
Interesting.
Did they not?
Who is they?
I'm sorry,
Well, where
I
have you
can't talk to you.
been,
And they both walk away.
Damn.
That's
That was
shifty.
good.
That's shifty.
While they're walking away,
Yeah.
I would like to
Can I see
kind
what I
of like.
went?
Oh, sorry.
Yes, they go. Make a perception check.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm outside in the daylight.
Oh, you are.
No.
We need to get you some sunnies. Oh hey,
Oh,
it's still
hey.
good. It's still still good.
Yeah, that's
One
good.
of
One of
Nat
them was a
20.
nat 20.
But it's still
They
good.
like to do that.
Yes.
Is it perception?
Yeah.
Oh, that's still 21.
Nice. You see them sort of they've been working on pushing some of these large bins that are getting loaded out to where it gets dumped. They abandoned the one that they had just pushed up to the dock and they go inside the warehouse.
Oh, damn.
So
Okay.
I would like to make a show of examining like the content. And,
I was
like,
just gonna
Yeah.
say that.
make a
notes.
performance check, each of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I was
Not
feeling
die,
that too.
one's
The
fucking-
train yard.
Yeah.
Who's working there
Damn.
now?
10.
Over by the
It's my
train
turn. It was
yard,
a 10. Was yours better?
there over by the train yard, there's clearly a
Joey.
foreman.
Yeah.
Looks like there's about
I'm just mocking you.
6 guys, and then there is a 6 guys that are like pushing the crates and stuff up along the tracks, moving those sort of things. And then there's a team of 3 guys that are operating the cranes that are doing the actual like loading onto the train. And then on like right by the train yard, looks like there's a 2-man team, some sort of conductor or engineer that's running the train, and a person that's like a middleman between them.
I was gonna say, I make eye contact with Lola and let her know where I'm going. And I'm gonna, hands in pockets, head off toward the foreman specifically.
Okay.
Not threatening when I get,
Right.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna take me a minute.
it's gonna take you a little bit, but that's
And when I get close enough, I'm gonna just, hello, gents. Like, I'm gonna make it clear that I'm not trying to sneak up. I am friendly and coming up
Openly.
and open and not
Right.
trying to be sneaky. I'm
Dressed
just-
up as a sexy
Yes, I am.
priestess.
She doesn't look like a priestess. She
Oh, she
doesn't look.
doesn't?
She doesn't have a collar or anything. Like, she doesn't look like a
Oh,
holy
okay.
woman.
Fair.
except for all the
except
crosses on her.
They're the same color as the buttons, though. You can't tell unless you're really close.
Okay.
They're not emblazoned like the guys.
I can't wait till they
they're
get
really,
close
Yeah,
to you.
they're when you get close thing.
Okay. What about the rest of you guys?
I'm gonna.
I
Oh,
got
go
a
ahead.
24 on my performance.
24.
And I got a
Nice.
10. So I'm gonna follow her more
Okay.
than actually
Thomas, what are you up to?
Not a whole lot.
waving that gun around.
Yeah. No, as
Absolutely.
as
not.
everyone sort of gets ready, I'm going to get ready myself, but mostly in a covering position
Okay.
Oh.
because I have a feeling this is not gonna end well.
Okay.
Are you still near the car watching us? Is that what's happening?
Sort of.
Yeah,
I'm
near the car is a
trying-
good place for
Just,
you.
like,
Yeah, I'm
Hide
trying
in
to,
the car, never get out. Like,
not like hiding in the car, but hiding around it and sort of kind of
Being able
taking
to getaway
cover.
driver us is a good.
That's
I
a
was about to
great
say, do we
idea.
have
Well,
keys?
It's
in this
difficult to
world,
say whether or not you guys will
we have hot-wired things before.
have
We stole
bodies
Huntington's.
to take.
Fair.
Because if we have keys, I will have left you my key, because
That's
I know
fair.
you can drive
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If not, I
It's a great
trust you
idea.
to get us out.
Okay.
Mm.
So
So you
yeah.
have the key to the
I
car.
wanted to
I'll be
drift
staying
toward
with
the
her.
door where the guys went in.
Okay. You go you go
Nice.
that way a little bit. Is she still walking? You guys are making your show of stuff. Anything else from the 3 of you before she gets to them?
Yes. Mine would be since I'm not doing as great a job as doing what she's doing. Can I actually start looking at the other workers and see if they've noticed us yet?
Yes, they have.
Mm.
They have noticed you guys. It's sort of an open area, and
Everybody's kind of working.
everybody's working. You get the feeling they're used to people coming and talking, looking at them like executives, but when they see their friends get spooked, that's when they're like, heads down, do your job, do your job, do your
okay.
job.
Well, that's actually.
Do your job.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to just kind of note like the layout of the general
Yeah,
area.
smart.
Just
You-
have it in my brain.
Yeah, you get it. They're the tracks aren't like raised up. They've done a good job of like building up dirt sort of around them. So there are little switches to like help adjust the track for these things to go around.
Yeah.
You make it over to the guys.
Wave, but just clearly just chill.
Mhm. Like one of the guys sort of pushing over, like stops and kind of looks in your direction, and then the foreman starts barking at him and looks over and sees you. And he goes, "Can I help you?"
I believe you can actually, sir. Hello, my name's Josephine. You are?
Robert.
Hello, Robert. Pleasure to meet you. I assume you didn't hear about the surprise inspection, but got some people investigating some things. Mostly, I want to talk to you about the train activity. You see, we've heard some reports about unsavory folk using the trains to sort of hop between places. I was wondering if you'd accidentally had some of these hobos.
Nope, no unsavory folk here. We've all upright, standing
No,
citizens
not your
doing
people.
jobs.
Not your people.
Nope, no, ma'am. There's just us.
No one has hitched a ride on your cars
Nope.
lately. Do you mind if I look around just to double check?
I do very much mind. I'm sorry. I need you to be with an escort of some kind, or one of the other executives come down, make sure that you're safe. If something were to fall on you while you were out here, that'd be my job. I can't have you just walking around while we be working.
Well, then you can't escort me.
Nope, ma'am. I am very busy at the moment, and if I were to do so, then I would be derelict in my position, and quite frankly, my job is not worth your head. So,
No, I would think that your job would be worth quite a lot, in fact.
well, ma'am, you would be quite wrong on that front, unfortunately. No, if you want to go inside and talk to them for a minute, and then have them bring you out here, you absolutely can walk around. I would not have any say to it, but I can't have you just walking about with me and my people here.
That's all right. I'll just stand back and watch then.
All right. Well, please make sure that you stand at a safe distance.
I'd like to just observe.
Sure.
But
He backs up about 20 feet and kind of encourages you to do so as well. He has to yell a little louder to make sure the guys are all doing their job and
yeah, of course.
getting things going. It's not a fast pace.
Yeah, no.
They're loading comfortably, and they constantly are moving things. Make a perception check.
Small water.
Good.
18.
18. You can see there are some large mechanical pieces in these crates. You don't get a good look at them. They're sort of boxed in by wood for safety and things like that. But you can see sort of a fair number. Are you trained in engineering?
Yes.
Okay. You can see a fair number of like pivot hinges and ball and socket joints and things like that. So whatever they're loading has a fair amount of articulature to it. But you can't get a real good look at it.
I just casually mentioned, we had a trainload go missing up in Rome.
Not from here.
No, not from here. I'm just casually remarking that if your security is less than you think, your job and all these people's jobs might be on the line.
Ma'am, I've never lost a load in my life.
Good security, then.
I think that stands for itself.
Might I ask, you trust all of your men?
Yep.
Can I make an insight check?
Yep.
If he genuinely is being evasive because he's a dick, or because he genuinely doesn't like me looking around.
Oh, they don't want us.
While she's
Yeah, but there's a difference between the I'm doing something unsavory, or I just don't like people in the space. An insight?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you?
I'm gonna go
Modified 20.
walk that
Modified 20.
Yeah.
way. Nice.
Yeah, he doesn't like you for many reasons. You're questioning his ability to do his job. He doesn't know who you are. You're a woman and you're questioning his ability to do his job.
Yeah.
I knew it was
He does not like you.
That's fine. I don't need him to like me.
I know. Yes.
Can we say when he started backing up and barking orders a little bit louder, I could take note of that?
Sure.
I wouldn't leave her. I don't want to leave anybody alone, but I kind of look at Effie and I make that distinction of going that way. I would start walking that way. Can we say around this time is when I would at least be like 10, 20 feet away, something like that?
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to as we're walking, I just take
From
a,
her?
From her. Yeah.
Take a glance back at the car at Thomas to make sure he.
Got it. Cool.
I probably made it up to the door. where
If
the
you
guys
want to
went
do
in, but
her thing
I'm
first.
just making notes because I'm like, self, don't be stupid. Don't you dare go sneak in that building by
No.
yourself.
I know it's dark in there, but
you would have made it to that door long before she
Okay.
Yeah.
she made it down because
It's a long
the
walk.
door was like 60 feet away. She went
Further.
500
Okay.
or so, 550. So you get up there. Are there any specific details around that door that you're interested
I'm
in?
gonna see how frequently people are going in and out. See if I can get a peek inside if possible. But
Yeah, make a perception check.
When the door opens,
Still
she
disadvantage, or-
sticks her head in.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
still outside. Sorry.
I didn't know if looking in. the
Yeah.
Perception
Mm-hmm.
11.
Not a lot of people come in and out. You see the people that come in and out. They're like either going on their break or they're some of the foremen occasionally do. It looks like they work in separate teams. Now there are people inside that do like the loading of these crates and things like that, or they like roll up the wheel and then they slide the crate onto it and then they have to roll the whole thing over there. It's sort of a loading operation. You can see that there are factory conveyor belts. There's some steel being poured, and you can hear the machinery grinding and milling and doing all of those sorts of things deeper on the inside. Over here is where a lot of the more finished things are getting crated up
Gotcha.
and getting loaded on. But you don't get a lot of like details. You can't see what they're loading,
Mhm.
but you can see that activity. They're working in small teams with some foremen kind of around. How long do you want to watch them work?
I'm gonna hang out and continue to make him more and more uncomfortable.
Great.
Um,
So after about
yes. So that being said,
Yeah,
Um,
I thought you were
I've-
coming down there.
yeah, I feel like I can see his attitude. I've probably seen it before. I've probably had it myself. I'm a dude.
Mhm.
So around the time that I see, because I've seen her face a while, I know she's getting a little like
Hanging out.
she's just
No, I'm
chilling.
just- yeah.
Yeah. When I get over there, I actually would like to. I'm just gonna say it. Miss Josephine, I believe the schedule, the tour that right now we've gone through the basic securities and safeties, and ma'am, and I show her the list.
And I say, oh yes.
Did
Oh,
you
yes.
know, did you know they're not unionized here?
I actually had heard, and
Mhm.
Oh,
Better-
you went down there too?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
she's
got
okay.
to see with them.
it's
I
fine.
missed
You
it.
know, better men than him have lost their entire company based on train heist, but he
Mm.
seems fine with the security, so let's continue the tour.
Oh, okay.
And
Did you
yeah.
get the gentleman's name at least? I should write it down. Yes.
oh, I did. I made what was
Proper
it?
record.
Yeah.
What was it again? I'm sorry.
Robert.
Robert.
Yes, I've got note of Robert, and trust me, he will be hearing about him.
Oh my. Okay. I will make note of that, ma'am. Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
make like a face.
And I say, I give her. You remember the gentleman over in you remember the gentleman I told you about from Rome?
Oh, that.
Oh, is that
Oh.
almost that bad?
Oh.
Make a
Oh
note.
my.
Quite.
It's fine, and we'll be speaking to you with our insurance division when you do lose some of your merchandise here based on
Oh
subpar
my.
standards and discontented workers. Thank you very much. Have a kind,
It's your
lovely day.
division unionized while we're here.
Ma'am, we find that the new engineering technologies takes better care of us than any union has. We don't believe in that German nonsense around here.
Interesting.
Oh, so no German parts in any of these.
No, all British.
Well, that explains why they don't
All
have
the
the
time.
proper. That something about train schedules.
Mm,
Sorry.
Oh.
Insert train joke here.
Yeah. Right.
It was not
Right,
fully
right.
formed.
Well, Mum, I believe we should be getting to
Well,
the
no,
tour.
I think the man might find quite a lot of this very interesting. So
Oh.
if you are no willing to stick around for a few minutes.
What should she
Red
find
flag,
interesting?
red flag, red flag.
What should she find interesting? I'm a little confused.
Well, she seems quite concerned with the safety around here. I don't think
Oh.
you've quite seen all that the safety measures these trains come with these days.
The specific trains over here, yes? Is
Well,
that-
yes, these. Once we get through loading this one, we'll be able to give you all a proper introduction to train safety.
Well, lovely. We'll be coming right back then once we're done with our tour. I'm
Well,
sure
I
we'll give
wouldn't want you
plenty
to
of
miss
time.
it. No, there's just another
so
crate
are
or
you
so.
trying to detain us? Is this regular practice for you?
Oh, yes.
Ma'am,
Take
there's
note,
nothing
take note.
regular
Taking-
about
taking note.
any of this practice.
Nothing regular about your practice. Perhaps
No.
with a union we could fix that.
I'm dying.
I love it so. I love it so much.
Uh,
You better face. You better face right now.
I lose my whole job.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Yes.
I don't get to do that very often. I'm scared. Damn it!
Oh.
I got hustle. It's okay.
Uh-huh.
Do the hustle.
Yeah, this 3 ain't gonna help you.
I mean, it would help me a little bit, but it's it's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see, plus 11. A 17.
Oh, good.
Let's do that. That
17.
sounds like a nice number.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, gee,
I rolled a 2. I used 4 points of my hustle.
Yeah,
And the rest of it was all modifier, baby.
Mhm. Okay. He goes, all right. Well, if you want to go, well, that's fine.
Ugh.
Shall we?
Yes, we do have a schedule.
And should we find time, we'll be back to see firsthand your lovely security measures.
When will your train be leaving? Maybe we can make it back in time.
You know, I found an efficient schedule really adds to the safety of any workplace, haven't you?
Mhm.
You know, I find that there's been quite a lot of robberies around here, and then a bunch of strange blokes show up and start asking questions about my train. That's what I find.
You don't think it's odd that...
I don't think it's odd that maybe a bunch of thieves think they can walk in here and have me give them
Are you
information on
accusing
my
us of
train.
something,
I
sir?
think I am.
think that is an appalling and outrageous assertion.
Also, he's just accused the church. I beg your pardon, sir. Do you know who you're dealing with?
I literally threw up my hands. She can't even hold it in at this
She's
bitch.
done. That's all I have to offer at this point.
Why did we invite her?
Well, I'm sure she had something
How
useful
animated
to
are you?
bring.
Well, that's
Yeah,
animated.
that's
Yeah,
animated.
that's
I'm
pretty
walking
big.
back to
I
Thomas
quit.
right
Why
now.
the fuck do I try? Why do I even try?
He pointed out
Why
there
would
are
anyone
crosses
deny
on my
speech?
thing.
Okay, hold on. So we need to
Maybe
set.
you're just religious.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We gotta settle this.
I'm done.
You said that that you do not look religious.
Except
And-
for then he's been standing there in close proximity with me for a while. He might have noticed that you said that they were noticeable.
Might have.
It was a whole thing.
Okay. Yes. And we never decided
Fair.
where
Then I
on
didn't
the.
say it. Then never mind.
That's fine. What I would like to know is, are you obviously affiliated with the?
No.
Okay. So, which is fine.
Okay.
I accept it.
Okay,
It's
good.
your character. You
Okay.
describe it.
If they're not visibly like things getting
Yeah.
weird, I
That's-
don't walk.
Okay. So that,
Yeah.
but
That
that's
was based on the thing you said.
which
Okay.
I understand. But we were both giving each
Okay.
other
Okay,
Yeah.
got it, got
the
it.
It makes sense
benefit
now,
of the
though.
doubt.
Good.
Yeah. It
I'm
makes sense.
okay with
Good.
either way. We just have to
Yeah,
pick
okay,
one.
got it. Then nope, that didn't.
Then no. Okay.
I'm
So
dying.
Effie does not throw her hands up in frustration.
But just in my mind.
In
I
your
know, I know this
mind.
bitch would pull something like that.
This
Oh, Josephine, she's
but
an
the man
adult.
has accused you all of being train robbers, come to discover the
Sounds
schedule of his
Outrageous,
trains.
sir. Never in all my years.
Then identify yourself, madam.
I
What was the
already
name?
did. You didn't really care.
What was the
Oh,
name?
What?
I have
Name?
your
Six.
name written right here.
Which name?
It's got
Josephine.
an accent
The
over
C-
the
the
E.
6. What was it? The
Oh shit.
The
What?
sixth. The sixth.
the thing he originally said at the gate.
Ah,
It
but
was
you
level
do.
6. It was.
Yeah.
Fuck my life.
Division 6.
Division 6.
Division
Sector
six.
6.
Division.
Sector
No, he said,
six.
he said
God
division.
damn it.
Division 6.
Was it Sector 6?
It was Sector 6.
Okay,
Okay.
Courtney didn't remember.
I know.
That's why I was.
I know.
Sector 6, sir, please. And I start writing notes, and I turn around and start walking away.
There's no such thing as Sector 6.
All right, we will tell your president.
I'm sorry that we're part of something that's above your pay grade, sir.
It's not hard to be, based on clothing alone.
As I'm walking away, I start looking. I'm like trying to see if you're looking.
Thomas, make a perception check.
God damn it!
My passive is 17 if it matters.
On what?
My passive
No!
is 17.
Sure.
Dad, why?
Damn
Is it in your mouth?
No.
No, almost.
7.
Okay. It is not an effort to be stealthy. However, you are paying quite a fair amount of attention to your friends. You're watching out for them. Effie, you see about the same time as Thomas does that there is a group of security guards coming out of the front office, sort of rounding the corner, and you see the two workers that you guys had talked to.
They they can't capture us, I will end up with a demon again. They will take me to Jared, and then I
Double
will
down.
have to quit this game.
Double down! Bluff our fucking way out of this!
All right.
I'm committing!
Well, I think we've gotten quite enough. I see that. I think we've gotten quite enough, haven't you?
I absolutely
And
agree. And no, I'm gone.
I'm
so
going back
fucking
to
gone.
Let's
Okay.
go. We're power
But,
walking.
but with efficiency, not with panic. We're walking
Right.
like powerful women in an office.
Make
Not
a
like we're
We got
running
Is it
away.
that
those
slow?
pants.
Is
We,
it that
we are both
slow?
wearing pants.
We
make
are
a
wearing
make a
pants.
performance check for power
Everybody?
walk. Sure.
Yeah.
Performance check for power walk.
Oh, that's strolling. Because you're much
Oh,
closer.
boo.
Yeah.
Did I trip and fall? It's a 1.
23.
Yeah. No, you're walking with panic.
Still riding.
He did leave before us, so
He
he, has
did.
a head start.
Yeah.
15.
23.
15, 23. Okay. You guys are walking. The guards are coming to confront you. See, there's about 6 of them. They have, it looks like they have small pistols on their hips. Most of them right now just have clubs out. You guys don't seem to be armed, so they don't. You're not walking with your
Nah.
When I
like,
got into
big
the thing,
guns.
no, the
out,
pouch,
right?
the knives
Yeah.
are now in here.
That's fine. Yeah, you have the knives, but I didn't think you had
but they're like in
Yeah,
my coat.
I got
Yeah.
you. Okay. So the guards look like they're coming to intercept. As you guys are looking behind you, looks like the guy Robert that you were
Got that.
harassing is walking after you, just being a dick,
The last thing he said was
Um,
no Sector 6, right?
yeah.
There's no Sector 6.
and he's chasing after you, and is like, "Oh, that's right, run! What, Robert? What's going on? These people are trying to rob the train!" And
No,
like,
no, don't be ridiculous.
I just go straight up and introduce myself. Hello, I'm sorry for the miscommunication. Surprise inspections are not supposed to be announced, as you know.
"Ma'am, we don't know what surprise inspection you seem
Did
to
I
have."
not just
No,
say?
what we
Surprise.
Surprise.
Are you aware of the definition of the word surprise?
No.
Should we look it up for you?
Stop
think
it,
it's a
all of
dictionary
you, all of you, stop it right now. Now, I need you to know something. We do not accept this rebel rousing socialist unionization.
Oh, they
Uh,
mentioned the
that's
union,
what-
of
Darling,
course.
Let me put your mind at ease. We are simply trying, as you know, many of your competitors, unfortunately, have suffered a bout of robberies lately. We are trying to make sure your own people are not
They're trying to
against
rob
you.
the train. They was asking about the schedules.
You're an idiot.
And you're a liar.
I feel like you have a problem just because she's a young lady. I
And
look at me.
that is none
you're
of your
saying-
business.
Sorry, you're upset by the fact that I'm a young lady with a higher paying, more qualified job than you.
I think he's upset
Does
about
that
the fact.
threaten you?
I think he was upset about the fact that you're a lady and he's never been touched by one.
Well, hold on now. I need
Positioning.
the guard. Yeah.
Where are we standing? What's up? Are we getting surrounded?
You are getting
Oh,
Right,
surrounded.
shit.
I'm holding head high, not going for weapons, trying to bluff my
Where
way
am
out of
I
this
in
shit.
relation to everyone now? 'Cause
Where do you want to be?
Start
Because
the car.
the guards would have stopped you. You would not have been. They
I
would
wouldn't
not
have
have
been able
let
to
you to
make it that
get
far.
past them. No, because they were coming from the corner.
Yeah.
So the only person that has not been seen or picked up necessarily by like the guards or the group is
Attaboy,
Thomas,
Thomas.
who is hanging out by the car.
You just
Watching this happen.
bizarre. Watching me like,
I don't,
All right.
I don't think we're too about right.
At this point.
When to
I
drive
will
through the
shit.
crowd.
Also, you
But,
guys are probably halfway down that warehouse
Okay.
because you guys were like down at the
Yeah,
far
we were
end.
pretty far away.
So, and they come around the corner about the same time. You guys meet about halfway. So you're about 300 feet from the car.
How many
Got it.
people are on me?
The 6 guards have sort of walked over, and it's caused quite a scene. So workers are gathering around, and Robert is yelling, and his friends are coming over, and it's turning into quite the scene.
So with-
There's nobody like on you, but when you go to walk past the guards, like 2 of them are like, "No,
Ma'am.
excuse us, ma'am, you can't just be." They turned into Texans, but that's fine.
Making me
Can't just be
Sure, ma'am.
walking around.
I'm sorry, I was just returning my vehicle.
We'll need to escort you there. Let's just gather up the rest of your friends in just a moment, and then we can all be on our way.
With all of this, I think I would turn to Robert. I never want to put my back to all these people with billy clubs, but I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would try to come closer to him just so he focuses more on me. I'd say, all of this because of a union. Honestly, sir, a union would be necessary for this type of environment,
And,
sir.
and when you do that, one of the guards behind you puts his hand on your shoulder and is
Mhm.
like, "All right, that's enough of the
Let's need to
union
get
talk.
physical.
Then we have you all trespassing. The bulbies have been cold. We'd like you all to come with us right now so that we can."
If we leave the premises, will that
A
help?
concept for you.
Yep. Yes.
We return to our vehicle. We don't report this heinous display that we've seen today.
Attempted attempted train robbery.
We don't report this man and his wild conspiracies.
They wanted to know the train schedules. They said there was robberies about.
We said there were robberies on the train tracks.
What kind of shite fucking robbers would we be? To come in
Effie just
and
came out.
announce
It just came out. Yeah.
She's offended by this. I'm
Yeah.
offended that he would dare think she would be this sloppy.
But frankly, your reputation precedes you enough that we would have to be, as she mentioned, quite shite robbers if we simply waltzed in. Think higher of yourself than that, Godman.
Is it?
How
Def-
idiotic
We're
would
just
we
trying
have
to confuse
think
Robert
you
at this
should
point.
be?
Ro-
We're trying to confuse the fuck out of
So
Rob-
really, you would have to be quite an idiot to think that we would just waltz in here.
I love it.
I
How's
feel like
Robert
I get
feeling?
A weird flashback of how dumb fucking we are.
Robert is confused.
Good. That was the goal.
He is quite confused. However, Robert is
I'm
Robert-
He's
confused
more
too.
hard-headed than he is confused.
yeah, he is
Dumbass.
focused enough to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but no, you were trying to rob the train.
May I ask you, darling? Look around. One moment, please.
Is he like
But-
I'm waiting for you to get
foreman?
near
Is
us.
that what-
He's a
So,
foreman.
like-
I'm gonna
Robert's
look
a
at the
foreman.
security officer and be
Yeah.
like,
I want to
if
make
you're
sure you're
foremen
near
are
us,
this
just in
quick to
case.
jump to conclusions. Are those the kind of people you want running your men?
Listen, ma'am, we can't be talking to you anymore. We need you to come this way
Uh,
with us so we can have your picture taken, and that way you all can be
no,
kept
no.
out
No, no.
of.
I got a really bad deja vu, y'all.
No,
That
no.
specifically.
So, yeah, they start walking you.
Let it be known, at least
Towards-
Robert thinks we're clever enough to be thieves. I didn't think he had that high opinion of women.
Shite women.
Oh, god damn it.
Now we fight.
The security guards are trying to lead you guys away from
Oh,
Robert.
no.
They're like, all right,
Robert's
let's
initiated,
go.
right.
Yeah, like the security guards are trying to do their job, and
Can I insight check them?
sure,
Especially the guy on my
yeah.
still kind of like on me. Oh, natural 20.
Yeah.
The security guards are a few things. You get the feeling they're probably more used to breaking up like drunk workers,
Mm.
right? They have very clear rules about people that come by trying to unionize the workers,
Ha.
get them
I-
out.
That's what I really
So
wanted
so
to
that seems to be their big hot button issue.
Mhm.
And they don't want to break up a fight. They don't want like a riot. You know what I mean? Robert's a prick. Everybody sort of knows it.
So they're-
Nobody really cares what he's yelling
Do
about.
you have a human resources department? Has he gotten any complaints?
That hasn't been invented yet, unfortunately.
Can we? That feels, you know what feels like it would be really good
A
here?
department for resources for the workers.
For the humans specifically.
that-
that feels very
Is
important.
this the day we created human resources?
1888, August 8th!
And on that day, Effie and Josephine invented human resources.
And the whole course of the lamplight has changed.
Have you considered perhaps doing a quarterly survey of your workers to
Ma'am.
gauge their satisfaction?
Have you actually decided, have you looked into this open door
Ladies.
policy where someone can come and complain freely and anonymously to you?
Ladies, this all sounds very much like unionization bullshit. So if you all would come this way, there is
How much are they paying you here? Are you getting what you're due?
as you guys have gotten sort of to the
Yeah.
end of the building, you're
Yeah.
up near the front. You've seen there are two gentlemen that have come out that are in
That's what I
business
wanna know.
suits.
That's what
Good.
I
I'm
that
gonna-
are
I'm
quite.
trying to walk a little bit slower.
Yeah.
That's fine. They're trying to separate you from Robert, and
Uh-huh.
that's an issue. So you guys have that's fine. They're but they're, you know, hand on shoulders, hand on backs. They
Yeah.
are ushering you
I have
forward.
on heeled boots. I can pretend I can't walk in them.
Yeah.
Make a
I've got
performance check.
Okay.
As
I've got a
Lola,
very just in the most. Yeah, you know you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
A 19.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
the most.
They
Damn it.
two of the guards just pick you up by the elbows, so your feet are kicking, and they start
Oh, no.
walking you.
At
a much-
I yell
Yeah.
when I am lifted.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
I meant by like my arms.
Yeah,
Say,
by
I
like,
don't
by,
like that at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
Josephine goes to me. Excuse me, sir. That is no way to treat a lady.
oh nope, keep
I was-
walking, and
no.
they're
Is
Oh, no.
Lola? Is
You're
Lola?
doing-
Have I
you
been
doing
herded
something?
up to them at this
I see
yeah.
that face.
You guys
Oh,
are-
This is what I
You
want.
guys are all being herded. Thomas, make a perception check, or what's
Yeah.
your
Thank you,
passive
perception.
perception?
My
Sounds
passive perception
14.
is a +5, but god damn it!
No, your passive is a number. It should
Yeah,
be
it's
one.
like
Yeah,
14
no,
or
my
something, right?
passive is a 15,
Yeah.
so if we're adding that to it, +2, so 17.
17. Okay. There are two businessmen that seem to have come out. One of them is more annoyed than anything. The other one has a large sort of contraption in his hands. And it's about the size of a box. It's got long sort of tubes and tunnels, and you can make an athletics check at disadvantage because there's two of them holding you.
I was gonna say
If you
I
would
was
like
trying to
to
grab
break.
one of their arms.
Aw.
You can make an athletics check to try to
Yeah,
break
A
them
7.
off. No.
I'm gonna use one of my special things. It doesn't matter. Never
Now.
mind. Nothing. I just look cute.
Okay.
What you doing, buddy?
My friend, you seem to have,
Did you sidle up?
Do you
Oh,
leave the
God.
car?
yeah,
Okay, because the guys at the front of the warehouse are about 30 feet from you.
yeah.
So, and nobody seems to have noticed or really cared what
It's-
you're
it-
doing
it-
so far.
Effie is notably and visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, oh,
with-
yeah.
I'm
with
gonna
the
walk
holding
up.
Situation.
I'm gonna walk up with my hand in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say, "No, my friends, I seem to have located a bit of a kerfuffle occurring around here.
Mm-hmm.
Seem to have found one of my friends, and I have to ask y'all, what y'all think you're doing?"
Well, sir, if these are your friends, I believe we're removing trespassers. That seems to be the current course of action. You, sir, if you wouldn't mind standing right over here by the wall.
Now you see, here's the thing. I would mind that, and as would my friends as well. Considering we are
They're walking up at this point.
right. Considering we are emissaries of Mr. Lord Kensington.
Fuck my.
Fuck. Oh, no,
All right.
Now I'm gonna go to that.
So-
no,
Oh, there it is.
If you would
God damn it.
continue your terrible interrogation of my friends, then I would have to, and I hate to say this, of course, respond in kind.
Make a deception check.
You learned anything from me?
I've not.
Better.
You've learned
No, it's better.
something from me.
Uh,
3.
yeah, it's
It's
not
not
bad.
awful.
15.
Okay. The man looks at you and goes, "Really? Lord Kensington? Well, if the Lord has any business he wishes for new engineering technologies to assist him on, he need only speak with me at the club. This is most unseemly. Now, if you all would be so kind as to line up that we might have your pictures, we would be happy to send you on your way." They put you down.
With this, the lining up portion,
I'm not very strong.
I know.
It's a gesture more than anything.
with the lining up portion,
Uh-huh.
I would make a show of, all right,
Sure.
and putting my stuff in my bag.
Okay.
And then if we are lined up, I have a concussion grenade inside of it.
Okay.